welcome back, everyone. Gamehole Con Day 3 here in Madison, Wisconsin. 6 Sides of Gaming, RealmSmith TV. Are we streaming anywhere else?
No.
No. But we have other guests that we will promote in just a moment. Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition set in the Legacy of Mana universe. We are in the lands of Amaria with our lovely DM, Devin Devine. Or as he gives away everything. No, the Sword of Power. This is the continuation of 2 days ago when we played together as a lovely party, going through some crazy adventure with a big evil construct and a sword of extreme power and an incredible party of fun. We've got a few things for you guys today. We'll start off with a small bit of bookkeeping, literally bookkeeping. We have a sponsor for today's stream, Yarrow Studios. If you haven't had a chance to pick this up, you must. But if you don't have it and you'd like one, we're giving one away today. Ooh, this beautiful book, thanks to Yarrow Studios. It is what is it? It's markerable. You can
dry erase.
Dry erase. That's the
Super
word.
fancy.
You can dry erase it. It's a series of a variety of interesting settings and maps that are gridded for your play. So if you are the kind of player that likes to use maps like this, they also have a sticker. Reusable sticker sheet with all of the different things. You see, this part is crazy.
No,
so these are like those peelable, reusable stickers, like the plastic ones that you can put on as templates and then peel them off.
You'll
It's crazy.
always know exactly what gets hit by that fireball.
Exactly. The
And
best
it's got-
part about this.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you got it. You saw
No,
it.
you fold fat,
So if you
fold flat binding.
yeah, so that was gonna be my question. So
Man.
basically, you just walk around with that, you lay it out, so it keeps all
Yes.
of your mats in
Yes.
one maps
it.
in one place.
Just like that. And you can, and it actually folds flat, so you have a balanced game board to play on, and you can you just keep switching through. And
Where do we get them?
well, you get them at Yarrow Studios. It is immersivebattlemaps.com. You can pick this up, or at the end of the stream, you can enter our giveaway, which is interesting on 6 Sides of Gaming. But thank you to that. So that's our first sponsored giveaway. We are also giving one of those away tomorrow when we play Red Opera.
Sick.
And we also have a Norse Foundry set of dice to be given away today. These beautiful dice. Thank you to Norse Foundry. You can go to norsefoundry.com for dice, all your dice tray needs. And would you grab me that set of dice right there that we're going to show, that we're going to give away tomorrow on Red Opera? Satine will love this.
Oh my goodness, she's gonna be jealous.
We're going to give these away tomorrow on Red Opera. So make sure you're there to enter those giveaways.
Make sure they're not within grabby hand range or mage hand range either.
If you win it, you'll be taking these away from Satine, and therefore that'll be the end of that. So, or I will not be allowed to play with her ever again because of the tease. That being said, all of that we'll discuss later on in the stream once the viewership is sort of spiked up and everyone's talking about it. We'll reenact that whole thing halfway through as a bit of a break. But until then, let's talk to the RealmSmith crew.
Yes. If you're on RealmSmith and you're watching on RealmSmith YouTube and Twitch, make sure that you head over to the 6 Sides of Gaming Twitch channel to enter the giveaways. They are not valid on ours, and then you can come back and watch if you want.
Absolutely, make sure.
Is there a quick link for that in chat?
This Twitch channel, 6 Sides of Gaming.
Yeah.
There was last time.
There was last time, yeah.
So yeah.
We'll let the tech guy take care of it. Hey,
My,
tech
sorry,
guy.
my moderators right now will put it in our chat.
Yep.
Oh,
Perfect.
I see. Right,
Yep,
right.
they did last
And
time.
hello, RealmSmith folks. The
Realmers.
Realmers.
Yeah,
I
Realmers,
love
that's
that.
what we call
Realmers is cool.
Realmers, yeah.
Did you have fun last night?
I had a blast.
Oh, we missed you last night. Into the mist. But we'll get you back soon.
It was
Don't
a
worry.
blast. It was creepy as hell.
I was excited.
It was
to be
super
there,
creepy.
But then
You
I
know,
was.
it's all my fault.
I
You
was then
crushed it.
told-
It's my
You
fault.
crushed it. It was amazing. I want to play D&D with you more often.
Well, you will.
Wow.
That's all.
Twist
sounds
his
like a
arm,
threat.
really.
Oh, you will.
How did you know my arm was made of rubber?
You will.
Wow.
And now that Loholt's in Ravenloft, he's never getting out. So I'm not letting him go.
Just remember, a DM
So he
always
is now
follows
our
through
character.
under threats.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
He's now a RealmSmith character.
No, honestly, I
Canon,
really
stamped it,
watching
copyright.
you on RealmSmith TV
Yeah.
is already an experience.
Yeah.
Playing with you in person
Yeah.
was like
Now you make me feel
Thanks,
bad.
buddy. You should be. Just kidding.
no, you got things to do. It was
I was told a different time. Are these available now? Can people?
Oh, those dice?
Yeah.
So those dice there are those are sample dice. They're manufactured through our partnership with Norse Foundry. They are zircon glass dice with multiple colors to them. We have a series of different dice like
They're
this.
fantastic.
They're not coming out yet, but these are 6 sides products that are coming soon. You'll be able to get these dice. They're Legacy of Mana built in the world dice. Well, well, it's just the sturdiness of the dice. But yes, they're not available for all the stuff we're promoting is not available yet. I know it's crazy, right?
Sounds so
Can
good.
they pre-order these things?
not
I
yet.
taunt you with these glorious dice.
They're glorious.
These are gorgeous.
We should just hire you for our
pretty.
marketing side. You're like,
You're mine. Get out of here.
look, I've got a couple more different sets here.
Do
if you
you?
really want to use them?
Yeah,
Check
heck
it
yeah,
out.
I do.
So I got another one. These are like our Captain America looking dice. They're
Okay,
like, they
I'll
don't-
give them back. I promise.
Oh,
if,
yeah?
if
That's
they
fine.
are, if
And
they
then
are
these
your-
ones here are really gorgeous
Okay, I
too.
want
all right,
all
all right.
of
So
them.
here, I'll toss them away. Whoop. And then number 2.
No, these are
Here we
fantastic.
go. Yeah, feel free to use any
Yeah,
and or
okay,
all
cool.
of them.
Do
You know
I-
what? I'm going to use those because, frankly, these are my DM dice. And after using them in Legacy of Mana yesterday, they didn't work very well last night.
No,
So
they
I'm going to
really
put them away
Alright.
to let them air
Yeah,
out from the curse,
ask
Yeah,
him.
those.
from the taint. They're going to
taint.
sit over here, and
taking
I'm
them
going to
away
use
from
your
the taint?
dice instead.
Yes.
So what's the font? It almost looks like a Futhark-inspired
Yeah,
font.
yeah.
Is
That's
it?
how Norse Foundry does it.
Yeah, they're rad.
Yeah.
These are great. These are cool.
Yes, I have a very
Oh,
nice
these are
set of
nice.
Zircon Dice
Oh, they're
gifted
so
to me
pretty.
by
Lynn Vander colors.
good friend Tom here.
That's
that
cool.
if I ever try to use against him, they always betray me.
Oh, really?
I mean, since we're showcasing the dice, I'll show you these guys. This is my Norse Foundry collection of dice. So right here, these are called Canine Dice. Drew, you better be giving us a whole lot more dice.
I know,
for this.
I know.
Seriously. These are our Canine Dice. Look at
Those
these
are
things.
gorgeous. Look at those.
That's gorgeous. Why are you not playing with those?
Because these are my Chronomancer.
Okay, so you save them.
Yeah, I've got, so these are my
Okay.
Chronomancer Eke's dice.
Okay.
Mareri uses these ones, and the
Okay.
blue and the amber ones, the Zircon Amber that we use, are for low hold. So I used these last
Who
night.
do
when
I have
playing
to
with you.
divine smite to get a set of those blue ones?
I
That's
mean,
gorgeous.
you see, you entered a kindness war with an Italian last night by gifting me something very important of yours. So you may just be one up shortly.
I got a lot more cool stuff, so I will gladly battle. I will gladly battle this with you.
Oh man! Well, all right, Realmers, 6-siders or Sixers. I don't know. We're trying to figure out what we're going to call them.
Six-Sidarians.
6-Sidarian.
Pips.
It's like shuttle
Dots.
Tidarians. 6-Sidarians. What is your call number? No, it's good. Sixers, 6-siders, and Realmers, thank you for coming and watching today. Please follow each other on the channels back and forth. And if you got extra subs in there, toss it to either or. Support these amazing these folks here who are doing things. And give us some plugs, Jameson.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So I am Jameson Stone. I'm the founder and CEO of Apotheosis Studios. We make awesome books, graphic novels, games, video games, 5th edition content for OGL Dungeons & Dragons. And we
Here it comes.
currently
This is so sexy.
a Kickstarter going on. This is the Red Opera Deck of Endless Possibilities. Absolutely fantastic. It is a full tarot deck.
Look at those.
Check out these cards. Oh, great. So these are our
Look
these
at
are
the-
our cards.
I'm jealous of your art. Like
They are
and we've got
unreal.
good art for
They
the
are
new Legacy book, but
unreal.
I am 100% jelly bones.
Jelly.
Show the backs. That is
And-
that is embossed foiling.
And so this is so when you're doing tarot, you don't know which side is up, which side is down. So when you draw the card and then you get death, and death is actually not a bad card in a tarot draw. The Tower, however, that is a scary one.
Yes, it is.
And so yeah, this is live right now on Kickstarter. The Deck of Endless Possibilities.
Before you do that, can
It's
we do
live on
this?
Kickstarter right now?
Yeah, right live
I
right
thought it was
now.
done.
No,
Oh,
no. There's
dude.
a
Yeah.
couple days left.
Yeah, Chad.
Backing.com.
So
My
we've had a
husband went and
couple-
pledged
couple
yesterday.
other,
Oh, yes.
independent studios
Look at that
actually
thing.
back at our higher level tier, so they can immortalize one of their characters in here. So we've had people. I don't know if I can.
Oh, can I
name
do that
drop.
still?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
I want to put low hold in
Yeah,
there.
so you can have a character here. We've had. Let's see. We have. A couple different studios. I don't know if I should name drop who's done. I don't know if they want to actually have it be a secret release to some of their fans and followers, but they will be listed as a major arcana and included in our one-shot that's going to be there for the Red Opera Deck of Endless Possibilities. And that is kind of a carry-on from the Red Opera Last Days of the Warlock, which is our epic Warlock campaign and setting. So you can go to www.theredopera.com and learn more about it.
So where's the Kickstarter? It's called
theredopera.com, and if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll then see. I think it says like become a character, include custom character.
What?
Yeah, and you can then be. You will not only be one of these, and we will work with you. Let's see, like, oh, I want to be Temperance, or I want to be the Star or Death.
You can pick the actual one you want to be.
I think Death is taken, and there's a couple other. Satine is obviously the Empress, so you can't take that one. Otherwise, my wife will probably do Wiskin me in the middle of the night. But
So it says here.
do it.
Oh, that's the Satine.
He's
quest.
literally on the
I
website
don't know
right
if you've
now.
ever seen Tom's excited face.
Is this it?
That is his excited face.
Excellent. Yeah, you can be. You will probably then unlock Ginny D as a stretch goal if you pledge at that level right now too. She's our current stretch goal, and then we have a couple others. While speaking of Satine, this is for Satine's Quest.
This is crazy.
This is the epic luxury vacation that Satine and I are planning. This happens to be for our cruise. I will do it a little higher for you all. Oh, it's up. There we go. We have some amazing game masters for this. It's myself, Keith Baker, Adam Branford, Elisa Teague, Alicia Marie, Nora Imbram. We tried to get this guy, but he said, no way, I hate both
That's
of
not
you.
what
So
happened
at
it's
all.
not that. Yeah.
Not what happened.
Will you
I
come?
would
Okay.
be there.
fantastic.
I'll take his spot right now.
Take
No, I'm
it,
kidding.
take
I'm
it.
kidding. Oh my God.
So this one is happening May 29th. It's a 7-night cruise. We're starting in New York, going to Bermuda, and we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. You can go to satinesquest.com and learn all about it. I could yak on about it for forever, but we're here to play some games.
Yes.
Dungeons and
No, this is
Well,
good.
I have two things to say. First off, I did not say no to that.
It's so funny. I was like, we called
Second
them
of
up, and you're like, all we want to do is collaborate with you because you're such a nice guy. And it just dial tone.
I know,
after
he's
that.
such a
He just-
stifler,
He
eh?
just hung up, and I felt
Jason
bad.
Stiflezettos.
I felt bad. My feelings were hurt. I had to talk to my therapist about it.
He's gonna kill us.
It was a whole thing, and then my therapist was like, you know what?
And you know what the saddest part about it?
Don't
is that he's such a
internalize
good
it.
DM.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, like he doesn't even understand he's so talented.
I
he
wouldn't
says no
know
to these
though
things.
because he told me the wrong time for the game, and we scheduled it at a different time.
Yeah,
slot.
actually, the fact that he didn't play last night was my fault. For sure.
I was
It was
looking forward
actually
to
Matt
it.
Lillard's fault. But we won't go there. I love you, Matt.
The only other man to rock a blue mohawk as well is Matthew Lillard.
Is Matthew
It is
Lillard.
Yeah,
That's
S-
true.
I have to
SLC
say-
Punk is a fantastic movie.
I have to say,
I don't
as-
think we should even play today.
I
think
have
we
to
should
say
just
though,
do
I have to
this.
say, I do
Sorry, Devin.
appreciate the colors of blue.
Yeah.
One of these days, when you come to Canada, we'll have to get you rocking the blue and then put like yellow
Let's do
around
it.
the eyes.
I'm totally there.
So you could be like
Yes,
the Lynn
in
Vanderman.
gold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lynn
in
Vanderman.
gold.
You
Yeah,
Lynn
gold.
Vanderman.
Full
Yes.
So redneck in a suit of armor. With
Oh
a-
yeah. All right.
You just need a
Oh my
bud. Just crack a bud, and you're good to go.
Okay, I still have two things to say. The first one is I'm getting a tattoo today. I'm very excited about
Ah,
it. By
Chad
Rowe.
Rowe.
Yeah.
I'm getting a D&D tattoo, and I'm going to get one at each show and build a sleeve
That's
of
awesome.
D&D classes. Very excited. Second thing, Jameson, I hear you have a connection with our DM for tomorrow at Red Opera.
Yes.
Is there anything that we can do to get our way a bit easier tomorrow? Like we need survival tips.
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing a
For
warlock for
Satine.
the first time.
Yeah, absolutely.
As a DM.
So I would say do whatever you can to try and
Chocolate.
and try and ingratiate yourself with the Mother of Mirrors. The Mother of Mirrors, yeah, honestly, you
Easy
get
way to
Gifts,
survive.
gifts.
Like this
Yeah,
easy way to
Gifts.
survive.
Okay,
Yeah,
gifts.
yeah.
Got it.
So the Mother of Mirrors is one of our patrons. I don't have that card because Satine took it from the deck to show people because she's very proud of it. The Mother of Mirrors is a big softie. And so if
Okay.
you can ingratiate yourself with the Mother of Mirrors,
Yeah.
Vajra is all in. That's my character, Mother of Mirrors the whole way. And it's proven
I mean, I
very
like
helpful.
mirrors.
Yeah, you just lead with that. And say, I like mothers, I like mirrors, you put them together and it's great.
Yeah.
But
I've been
that
called a mother a couple times, right?
A
And
mo-
I
a
like
mi- a
mirrors.
mother mirror?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've called,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Son of a mother.
been called a
son of
motherfucker
mirror.
a few
Yeah,
times, right?
Exactly. Me too. So that's what I would do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay. All right.
And
That's all.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
That's all I
and
got.
don't lean on Eldritch Blast. Yeah.
Don't lean on it.
Yeah. So I see it's nice. What I do with Satine is late at night when she's tired, I then try to metagame with her and like try to get away with stuff. It actually works really well. But she's like kind of like she's like, okay, baby.
So we
whatever
should
you want."
change the stream time to 3 a.m. is what you're
It's
saying.
already pretty late.
No, it's 11
and so
a.m.
so my character, he
It's late
has
for some.
Elridge Smite. which is going to be pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm mixing Elridge Blast with Divine Smite, so it's doing necrotic damage and an extra D10.
Hey.
But I don't get normal Elridge Blast.
Do you think she would appreciate if I took a few levels of Chronomancer and really mess with her?
Yeah, so long as you read it out and then tell your intention, she'd be okay with it. I mean, you got to ask her. But
Of course. I'll
I'd
ask
say
her after
do
this.
it.
Because if I could take a couple levels of
Do it.
Chronomancer.
Yeah, because all she's looking for is to have it kind of like involve warlocks, but multi-classing and subclassing and warlock. Like warlock is in a lot of ways
All
kind
right,
of built.
all right.
for
We're
it.
having a talk with
Do
her
it.
after this.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Welcome to Legacy of Mana, 5th edition D&D. We are 21 minutes in.
How much show
Is that?
again? This
Oh,
is
right,
pretty.
D&D.
You
That's
know what's
a
the
thing.
best part? Is that we are taking this long to promote and help each other out, as long as it took our characters to introduce each other last
Yeah.
night.
Where
in Into the Mist. That
can
was
people pre-order this?
not yet.
Man, we gotta talk. I gotta talk to you about business a little bit.
Please. Oh, God, please. Please talk to him.
Yeah, well, that's why he's hired me. So
I wanted to launch the Kickstarter
I
at
know,
Gen
I
Con,
know.
and you guys are the ones like, we're not ready.
you
We're not
guys
ready.
have
Wow, this
such
sounds
cool
personal.
stuff. You
This
just
is
say
getting
such
quite-
cool stuff.
No, I know, it's amazing.
Yeah, but how like it's so beautiful.
I love you guys.
Yeah,
I think we
Legacy
should just
of
talk out our
Mana.
problems.
I love you guys.
Adrian, do you want to join us? We can have a little
I mean,
powwow
this
about,
is just
about
this
six
is just an
sides
elaborate version of
and
True Talk.
Vander.
Let's be honest.
I think we need to just
Well,
have a
considering you
podcast,
owed
all of
everyone
us
that
together,
too.
just talking, and we just sit with our dice, but we don't actually ever play
Play,
Dungeons
yeah.
and Dragons.
Yeah,
just
we talk about playing,
it.
and
Yeah.
then
And then whenever there's an
Yeah.
actual like dispute amongst ourselves, we're like
yeah,
12.
yeah.
I'm
I
down.
love
Let's
that.
do it. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Ready? Devin,
Hi.
would you like to talk now?
Yes. Yes, I would.
And another thing.
One more thing, everyone. No. All right, would you like to talk now?
Yes, we will be, of course, returning to our original quartet of intrepid adventurers, fresh from their many victories.
The hairy trombones.
We are actually going to be coming into a bit of a celebration. You have been adventuring for quite a while now, leaving off of your last interesting encounter. And you've all been invited, or rather one of you has been invited, the rest of you are +3, to the celebration of a new duke that has been elected in the
Yes.
in the Cluyan kingdom
Okay.
of Thalagrant in the city of Dingana.
Dingana.
I'm going to apologize ahead of time, Devin, because this session I think is going to be a little interesting.
I'm okay with
We're in
that.
that mood. It's Sunday.
Jason,
He said
Saturday,
Dingana.
see-
if you
Day 3.
recall that Gen Con game,
yes.
like,
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
where I
in.
was the silent monk.
yeah,
Anyways, go on.
Dingana.
All right.
this is fine.
Okay.
City of Dengana in the kingdom of Cluyan in the country of Thalagrant.
Wow.
It should be on the map, actually.
Oh,
Thalagrant.
I want to find it.
right
Okay.
there.
Talagrant.
Can we show
I wanna
everybody?
find-
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Loves
Dingana.
this
You
map.
gotta point it out. I'm gonna hold it up.
So you're looking for Cluyan, which should be
This is
right up a
Talagrant.
bit.
Yep.
Up a bit. There. Whoop. Up a bit
All
more.
right, here we go.
And just a bit toward. There you go. Right there.
Clean. All right. That's where we
Excellent.
are.
And again, I'm playing a Duiskin,
Yeah, yeah.
Oath of the Equinox. For my people, what is our relationship to Thalagrant?
So your people are from Thalagrant.
I
In
love
fact, you
Thalagrant.
are here to celebrate the election of one of your family members who has not pulled themselves out of the line of succession as you have, known as Morthasta de Wisk. But friends and family call her Morty.
Morty. Am I a friend and family?
I would assume so, yes.
Morty. Okay.
So you can call her Morty, but until she meets the rest of your party, they must refer to her as either Lady de Wisk or Gracious Duchess Morthasta de Wisk of Dingana in Cluyan. The full
Excellent.
thing.
That's a lot.
And for a Duiskin, so she is also kind of this half-dead, undead person. We're already over time, so I'm just going to lean in. For a Duiskin, are you born this way?
Yes.
Okay, so how then, and so reproduction still occurs in the traditional manner, and so, but is it a curse? How?
It is.
I was going to say, should we talk a bit about the Zanku?
I don't want to get
race?
into too much detail,
Okay.
but the Zayanku are a sort of humans
Okay.
are actually have come from the Zayanku. There can only be a certain number of Zayanku in the world, and when they have a child and that number is at its cap, that child is a human. Otherwise, his past is usually. Some believe it is a family lineage. Others believe it has more to do with the land and where you are born that determines this. And this
like
could potentially
generations
be
in
the case
Vampire.
because there are some Dewisk and some Linvanders and some Encelebans who have been born in other parts of the world, but there have also been Dewisks who have given birth to Encelebans while staying in the Enceleban homeland. So there's a little bit to kind of go for both sides of it. And they are effectively the nobility of the humans. They believe that they have been granted these powers by the mana of the land and are sort of their protectors, whereas some of the older races, such as the dwarves and the elves, believe that they are descended from ancient beings that used to attack the earth and attack their people. So there's been a little bit of animosity over a couple of the older cultures with some of the more human ones.
Excellent.
But yes, it is a thing you are essentially born with. The Dewisk are considered sort of that theirs is a curse, but they take it with stride.
Yeah. No, for me, I like it.
Yeah, many embrace it.
Oh, yeah.
Some regret it and find other means to escape it. But
I don't even know why we're laughing anymore.
I'm like, what are you guys
can't look at
laughing
him.
at?
I
You
can't
look at each
look
other.
at him.
I want to make a creative.
Dude, I'm right here.
I
with you.
I know,
I'm
it's
right
great.
here.
You guys are having a moment.
No,
We're at the back of the bus.
But
so-
let me interject for a second. Can I make a creative request that everyone in Thalogrant, that their like accent, like their that they pronounce their S's as ths. So the Withkins and Thalogrant.
I veto
can we
this
do that?
request,
Can I have?
As the Dewisk at the
How
table.
much do I have to pledge at Kickstarter when it comes out to make a creative request?
Well, what are some of
The
the names
S is
that are
pronounced
on
with a
it? Enceleben?
the Withkin.
Married.
No.
Has brought us
Veto.
together today.
Veto.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, that's what I was laughing about.
and I don't remember if we talked about this on stream. I know we mentioned it yesterday off stream, I think, that there are two levels of the Dewisk line. There's the Dewisk, which are those who are still in the ruling class, and there's the Dewisken, which are those who have have pulled themselves out of the succession and have determined to either serve other Zayanku families or to travel the world as an adventurer, which is something you have done.
Yes.
But you are still considered family. It's just that you're not in that line of succession.
Right.
So if every Dewisk died, you don't suddenly become Duke. You know,
Right.
you've removed yourself. It's this big honor thing.
And as a Dewiskin, I would then be seen as an honorable person to have kind of forsaken my place in the lineage to go and do good.
Yes.
And as an oath of the how many Dewiskins would take an oath of the Equinox? Not all. They don't all have.
Not
the
all. Many do.
Right.
Many who choose the.
Dude, this is the good stuff, man. This is like
It's
this
so
amazing
good.
lore. This
It's so
amazing
good.
lore.
I know
Yeah.
I'm hearing it.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Yeah.
Many who choose the
think it's
paladin
incredible.
tend to go way of Equinox because they see themselves as embodying the light and the dark
Totally.
combined. Right?
Yeah.
Some also choose other paths of life, such as spellcasting or other types of things as well.
Some
They're
would
not
go like full on necromancy too.
Some would, yes. Well,
Yeah.
some who consider themselves a curse may try to go through necromancy to try and find a
Heal
way
it.
to
Yeah.
mitigate what they're suffering. Others, such as Lau, of course, would embrace it fully and go full in on the paladin. But many of them are considered to be those who they're stoic. They tend to have one foot in the grave in terms of their feasibility, and many consider them to be intimidating in presence, but some of the best protectors that you'll ever have. And many of them are honorary members of royal guards for other Zayanku families around. The Iltharian Empire see them as abominations who must be all purged.
Not me.
Not you, of course.
Once you've gone Dewiskin, you never go back. So.
So you have all journeyed to the Dewisk family estate, currently located in the city of Dingana, along with many others who have been invited to celebrate the newly appointed Duchess Morthasta Dewisk. You have brought your companions here as your sort of +3. Would you have told them that one of them is a reformed Iltharian soldier?
Oh,
And that would be
Roel.
Roel,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, Roel. And so as a reformed, so
Because we've traveled together now.
Oh,
we
we're-
got
So a
majors.
little bit of
We're
background
best
for
buddies,
Thalogrant.
yeah.
Thalogrant is still dealing with the Empire. The Empire has fallen on Chimeras and has broken and splintered into many different warlord factions. But on Thalogrant, they have retained the semblance of the imperial nation. Now, Cluion is independent from that. They have a very well protected border, and while none of them would admit this, the truth is that the Eltharians don't really see them as worthy of their military expertise because they have other fronts, such as the southern growing kingdom that is an actual threat to them. And so they're really just leaving Cluion by themselves and are going to eventually circle back around in their minds once they've dealt with everything else.
And they don't usually use magic, and they are able to kind of take in magic that is around them, right? And
Yeah.
around them.
Yeah, Eltharians are able to absorb mana, and something that I think you would be aware of as a Zayanku, as in a Dewisk, and would be that if a Runic blade, one of these green swords carried by the Eltharians, were to slay a Dewiskan or a Zayanku, it completely destroys their soul and actively removes the number of Zayanku.
Yeah.
Oh, total.
That's right. So Lynn Vander's Kenbians, there's a small amount of the bloodlines, we call them bloodlines, these specialty characters that have been wiped out from the Eltharian Empire on Chimeras, and so they've become an endangered species.
Yeah. And this is all Legacy of Mana lore.
Yes.
Canon,
And this is stuff you guys have made.
All in the book and
It's
everything,
so
yes.
cool. Yeah, I live for this stuff. It's rad. Yeah, so Lau 100% being, Roel and I, we are all very tightly knit. I would then make sure that he was very close and everyone knew that this one was with me. And
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so they will take your word at this as a paladin of the Oath of the Equinox and as a esteemed member of the Dewiskan line.
Yeah.
They would respect this, although you can probably expect a little bit of animosity.
Absolutely.
from
I mean,
some of the
realistically
people.
speaking, Roel should not dress like he's part of the Empire anymore, but
I would imagine you're wearing normal outfit. It's more so the swords.
yeah, I think so. Well, I think he would still, I think for the sake of the Eltharian Empire, he would still don this because many occasions he's had to pose to help get past certain checkpoints and stuff. It's easier to not try to endanger those who are mana-laden's lives than just for me to go up and pretend and get past the gate just by simply changing the sash number. And I mean, don't forget, Roel, as a character, he was number 4. He was of the original mercenary army that when the Eltharians rose to power, he was of the original circle. He was the original defector. He was the one that at the beginning was like, no, we were mercenaries that did things for money, but this is genocide. This is not, there's a limit as to how far we're going to go. And canonically speaking in the story, he should be dead because he challenges.
It was never on screen.
It was never on screen. He challenged some of the superiors into a fight, and it was on stream actually, and we ended it with never seeing what happened to him. So he's playing this for fun today. We don't know where I am in the actual canon of the story, but he was the original defector. So he is, but I think he would continue to wear this more so out of a arrogance factor. I think it's more of a to the Eltharians that it's like I'm going to wear this in spite of you to show you that I'm going to go around and do the damage to you guys while wearing your very uniform. You know,
Yeah.
I think he's spiteful enough
Like
that
to
way.
reclaim it almost.
Reclaim it, yeah. To say like not everybody that wears this is bad. You know?
Yeah.
So I
Great.
think-
So, follow up to that then, are you wearing it to this celebration of the new Zayanku Duchess?
Well, I feel like Lau would have explained the politics of this and how much more difficult life would be for him if I did that arrogant move, and I think he would don this when adventuring, but when entering a court presence like this, he would obviously do what is necessary for him to have a good time, and make sure that there are no additional stresses on my friend. So I will remove the Eltharian impact and put on a more natural thing, and of course keep my swords sheathed to prevent any visual appearance of the green steel.
And I'm sure Goff Tommington here, who is a bard of well-traveled and renown, can give you a very specific and well-designed outfit to look appropriate to
Of course.
The
court.
best.
So Goff Tommington,
Wanted to go for a
what
private fitting.
instruments and outfit are you particularly going to be showing up
That
to?
is a great question.
You've got a chance to make a great impression on a house of nobility.
I do. And I mean, even though I am a well-traveled bard, he is a hobgoblin, and so it's new to him. So even though he is talented and creative, sometimes formalities are lost on him, which we'll, I'm sure, find out quite soon. But yeah, he's dressed in his best. I would say kind of a red sort of velour vest.
Velour.
Yeah, puffy white sleeves, a bit of a half cape that kind of goes down the back. And he, for his instrument of choice today, that's a great question.
Is he going to sing?
Yeah,
He's definitely going to be giving a performance.
Yeah, his
at some point.
instrument is his voice. He doesn't need accompaniment.
All right.
Yeah.
And what about Tiratito? Are you
Oh, Tertito just always wears what she always
just
wears.
showing up in
Oh,
your?
yeah. She
Are you
doesn't
at
care.
least like polishing and cleaning the armor, or are you?
Oh, I'll polish the
The
chains
veil.
and the veil a little bit
Do you
to
still
make it
smell-
look a little bit more appropriate.
Do you
but
still smell like fish?
I always smell like fish.
All right. The sun is beginning to set on the estate as you have arrived fashionably late, of course, as you are expected to in these particular things. Dewiskin and Dewisk life is, sure, arriving on time is good, but those who are of the line should be expected to arrive precisely when they intend to. And to arrive on time is to show that a little bit more subservience. So you're expected to arrive whenever you particularly please. And the idea of twilight is of particular interest to the Oath of the Equinox Paladin, so this would be the appropriate time for you to arrive. You begin to stroll through the small but open estate. It is not a lavish a place, but it is very gothic. There's a lot of dark colors and silvers and pale whites. The aesthetic of the Dewisk is that of gaunt and very, I don't want to say goth again, but it is very goth. It is not what you would expect from a normal palatial estate. It is more of
That one fly.
yeah.
Sorry.
it's,
There's one fly, and we've got rid of all the flies at Flyhole Con, but that one fly.
lots of whites, blacks, and golds, silvers. It does not resemble a house so much as a fortress. It is the architecture and the construction of it is something that you would expect if there were to be an attack, it would be well defended. And this aligns with the idea that Cluyen is technically in a Cold War at the moment, so they would not be too focused on willy-nilly spending resources on things that look nice. The sounds of merriment, however, do seem inviting enough, so it is not a cold, stony affair. But two guards dressed in shining black chainmail, carrying large swords and halberds, approach. They are dressed in the regalia of the Dewisk line with the sigil and the seal on their tabards. One of them raises a hand. He says, "Halt! All those who wish entry must subject themselves to de-arming."
So,
I look right over and be like,
Lao,
two things.
Lao will come up and say, my good man. Will take out Jet Fang.
Oh God! So I will reach. So Roel will actually reach over and put his hand on the hilt and be like, "Could I speak to you quickly for a moment?"
Yeah.
Make sure that I will make sure that blade does not come out and back him. And be
Okay.
like, I do not think you should be showing such a weapon of sword. We have been warned of its power level. Everybody, even your own kind, might try to find its magnetism, and will put us all into serious danger. Much like I cannot reveal what I have, you should not reveal what you have.
Even to tell the Lady Dewisk that we have secured great power in defense of our lands and in goodness.
Knowing, I look at you and say, in your travels, have you not heard of anything of this nature? Something of its...
Have I,
Would you like
in
to
my
make a history
travels,
check?
heard anything of this
No,
nature?
you're-
Sorry, history check?
Yes.
That is a 17.
17. So I will say, you had heard whispers and rumors during your travel, but when Lao started walking around with this sword and just annihilating everything that ever stood before you, you were like, you got a little curious. So you started going through some old texts and talking to old sages that you had passed, and they told stories of the Elder Fangs, ancient swords that had been around since the dawn of the Veil itself. It is said that they were crafted from the fangs of the elder dragons before they vanished from this world as a way to protect this world from invading forces. Many believe this to be legend and that they don't actually exist and that it's just stories. But some claim to have seen influential people across the world wielding these blades in ways that defy any sort of mortal convention.
Okay, I share that.
Now, would Lau trust Morty or Lady Duisk enough to reveal this information to her?
I say that was probably up to Lau.
Okay.
This is someone of your family, although it's not someone that you probably grew up with. It is more so you've been invited because you are accepted as a member.
Oh,
of
but
the
I'm
Duisk
not
family.
necessarily personally close with her.
I mean, I'll kind of leave that up to you. You
Okay.
maybe have met her a few times,
Okay.
but as a Duiskin, you wouldn't have spent much time in court.
Sure.
Probably growing up.
Is
you
she
may
the
have,
highest
but
ranking Duisk?
in this area?
Okay.
Technically speaking, the highest ranking Duisk is still at the hall. He just can't move.
Right.
He is in the dream world. As they don't technically die, they
Right.
just sort of their soul drifts into the dream world and then passes.
Does a new Duisk, because you can have only have a set number of Duists, does
So
another...
when they pass, that is considered sort of their consciousness becomes a new entity, and
Okay.
then their soul gets reincarnated into some other newly born Duisk.
Okay, okay.
And
Although otherwise, yeah, they'd run out pretty quick.
Right.
I share all that lore that I've learned at this point.
I think that the more people that find out you have this, the more of a target we become. Not that I'm afraid to defend my friends, but this is a problem. I would recommend not.
Understandable, Geoff. We obviously cannot part with our weapons, and so I will do my best then. I'd hope to use the power of this jet fang to allow us to then not part, but we shall reserve that.
I trust your judgment.
Lau will then go back to the guards.
We all look over at the guard.
So if it is
They
now...
just take a sip of coffee.
We all just like, break.
Yeah, exactly. Go team!
Jesus.
And if it is dusk and now turning into evening, I will then use my Equinox form and in visible sight within this guard. I will activate my night form, my dark form, and so you will see Lau take a moment, channel, and all of the light starts to seep in around into him. His eyes go jet black, and it is as though he's just quenching himself on the light, and it will never be enough to fully saturate him and his kind of oblivion black. With that, I believe that it gives me a proficiency to charisma persuasion, if that is correct.
Darkness would give you intimidation.
Intimidation, fantastic. So I will then do my best to respectfully intimidate this guard, not in a overtly aggressive, but in a covertly aggressive
Understood.
way, and say, my good soldier, because he's also Duiskin.
He
Yeah.
is yes, he
He's
is
the-
a very lower ranking,
Yeah.
but he is
Yeah.
a Duiskin.
Brother in arms, we are here upon a great mission to hold parley with Morty, the Lady Duisk. We would not be able to serve her to the best of our abilities unarmed. And if anything were to happen within this hall, you and the rest of our kindred would want us armed to protect Lady Morty.
Okay, let's give me an intimidation roll, and I'll give you advantage because you're technically a superior of theirs.
Excellent.
And just while he's doing that, the name of the countess again?
She is Morthasta Duisk, known as Morty to friends
Countess.
and family.
So I have, with my advantage roll, I rolled a 14 plus 5, so that is a 19.
19.
Nice roll.
They're a little, kind of like look at each other. Apologies, sir. We have been given our orders, but if you insist, we may then ask that your companions leave their weapons here, and you may be allowed to acquiesce to leather thongs being wrapped around the hilt so you cannot draw the blade.
Yes, leathers around the hilts is fine. And so you understand, you are doing your job. There is no apology needed. Here, these are dark times, and we all must be vigilant. Thank you for your understanding.
We must also ask that any of you who are capable of casting spells must have your thumb tied to your waist. It is inconvenient but necessary.
Again with this. Fine.
So they get out some leather straps and they will bind it around your hilt so that you probably still could if you really wanted to, but it would stop a normal person from being able to pull the sword
Right.
out.
Excellent.
Yeah, we'll relent to that. That's fair enough.
So they tie your thumb to your belt. Goff, you just look like a minstrel. How much do you want to...
Yeah, I'm not letting on that I cast anything.
Make a deception check.
Absolutely.
I am but a humble minstrel. I know not what you speak of this magic.
That is a 22.
Those dice, huh?
Yeah,
Hot on
you
fire.
fast talk them real quick. You're like, hey, I'm just here
Yeah.
to play music. You
Yep.
know, I don't
Would you
do
hit a
any
man
of
with
this
glasses?
magic or whatever. Now, but when they get to Rowell, they start to get the. They're just gonna take your weapons.
No. He holds them steadfast.
Okay, and then they kind of look over at Lau.
Oh, for yours?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, for the leathers.
You
Well,
want,
they want to take his swords first, but if you
Oh no, I will bind his swords. I will bind his swords.
I'm
Very well
sorry. While I was hearing this, I was binding them myself.
you're binding them
they
yourself,
Can check.
okay.
They can expect the binding. It'll be legitly good binding.
yeah, it would be. So if they started to touch it, it would have
Sure.
affected
Yeah.
them.
Be like, thank you, my brethren. I will help. I will assist.
Very well.
Thank you. We
They,
did not mean to be difficult.
They let you on through and address the next person in line.
Fantastic. As we go through, I'll say, all right, now I'll take out a belt dagger, be like, as a child, this is what we did to escape these bindings. Just make a little micro tear, so in case we need to quick draw, it's ready to go.
Now you do it on the underside.
This
so
guy.
No one can see. Do not let on. Technically, this is a violation of court law. But if we do need to draw a blade, we will be prepared.
Okay.
Much appreciated.
I think you can just do that. I think that's fine. No one's really paying you much heed. Moving further into the estate, you are currently in the courtyard. It is lavish enough. It is large, which in these times is already impressive to have so much space. In a time of feudalism and that, wealth is unused space. To have so much open space that is just exists and is not used for anything is a very large sign of wealth and power. So there is a lot of that where it's well gardened, but again, they would not waste resources in this time of a Cold War to make anything look nice. There is a small chapel to the east of the mansion, adorned with a stained glass windows of crimson, black, and gold and silver, depicting that of what looks to be a sun streaming orange and purple light out on the horizon of a black horizon, which is a chapel of the Equinox. This would be where people of the Oath of the Equinox and anyone else who, while the veil prevents extraplanar things such as gods, deities, demons, and aberrations from affecting Emaria, there is still a place for religion. And it's more so the worship of concepts of nature, very druidic, like a natural world kind of thing. Not druidic in the sense of D&D, but in the real world, kind of like New Age and that kind of stuff can all exist. Fine, philosophical, like Taoism and things like that. And this would be sort of the worship of the ideals of the equinox, of the twilight, of that kind of ordeal. So there is a church there, a small chapel, I should say. There is the stairs leading up into the manor itself. But as you're passing by, you see there are many other nobles, probably of Thalagrant and other nearby places that would be here to celebrate this as well, very social status kind of thing. And one of them you can see has a small girl who is here and tugs on the cloak of her father, and she says, "Daddy, I want that chain veil. It's very pretty." "Of course, my dear." And he straightens up his very nice suit, this gold embroidery, and he appears to be a decorated man of some repute. As he approaches your group, and he says, he approaches you immediately. He says, "My good Duisk,
Yes, sir.
I was wondering if your companion here would be willing to sell her very nice facial adornments."
Well, we can always ask. However, my companions are not for sale or rent, and so the choice will be entirely up to her.
Of course, of course. And he pulls out a slip of paper, which would be basically a way for him to ascribe something that you could take to a bank. It's a check, right? Says, yes. How much?
It's not.
Daddy, hurry up! Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
It's not for sale.
I
Your
can assure
child is
you-
not worthy of wearing.
So
one of
then
these.
I'll step in and I'll say,
So, my companion is not from these parts, but she has clearly communicated that it is not for sale. However, completely understand you and your kin's desire for such beautiful armaments. Let us discuss something else that potentially your child might like instead.
Dear, is it Daddy? Yes. Perhaps we could do some negotiation.
Fantastic. Here, and I'll go to Goth. Say, I have the grandest minstrel and singer in all of the land, and his speciality is to entertain children. He loves them deeply and sincerely, more than the sun loves the evening as it sets down upon the dusk of Equinox here amongst the temple of our great saviors. So, Goff, how about you give this fair Duiscan child your most wonderful presentation?
This little gaunt child, very sullen eyes, just goes all bright as she stares. Her little white irises just
Roel's
look up at you.
Reminiscing of the previous adventure they were on, he's like, yes, we would love to see what you think of children.
And she seems to have completely forgotten about this chain veil as she's enamored. Daddy, I want a song. Yes, dear, yes. Tell you what, sir, I shall give you 100 gold pieces if you will play us a song.
Immediately he perks up. Very well. I will sing a song of the children of this land.
Skin of a rink. Skin of a rink, do.
That's very Canadian. I don't know if that's American at all. I will tell you a tale of a small child who joined us on our adventure but a day ago. He was stout and brave, and he could fly. I can't think of a word that rhymes with fly.
Christ.
He did
not
But
die.
he did not die. He cried and he cried and he flew like a squirrel. It was wonderful to see. I didn't mind if he didn't make it out to the other end. But my friends said, no, he will survive. So he did.
The noble just kind of like raises an eyebrow. The child is like,
The only way that would have been better is if all your S's were
Wait for it.
she seemed to be very intense. I would like you to make a performance check.
Yeah, 'cause
You
it
are
wasn't-
very good at this.
No, it wasn't very good.
And actually, this is a good time to mention we are up to that's 15 dice for the players. and we
Oh my God!
I will use 5 of those.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 12.
That's not bad.
You're-
How many?
this-
15? Seriously? God. 15, exactly.
Well, okay, so
Nice.
CR9.
I've got 3 more here.
And I got some here too. My God.
So 12 is your total?
Yeah,
Are you-
12 is
you
my
stand
total.
by that?
I will use 2 dice.
Okay.
All right.
2 d8s,
Yes.
7, and 2 on top of that.
Okay.
It was freaking good.
That's
Yeah, it was actually
it
pretty
was
good
it was
too.
a very good performance.
No, I know.
The noble, it doesn't seem like his kind of music, but the child seems entranced by this performance, and he just hands you the 100 gold. And says, yes, come
Wow,
on, dear,
nice.
you've been entertained. Let's go find something else. Daddy, I want to do the maze. Yes, we'll do the maze.
Thank you, my good man, and my child. Go on, and someday, if you would like, you can be an adventurer like us Duiscan, or
Yes,
don't.
come on, dear, come on. Yes. Damn adventurers ruining the economy.
So where do we go from here?
There's the stairs leading up into the manor itself, and
Well
then there's
done.
the chapel.
Shall we briefly go to the chapel of the Equinox? I would be remiss if I did not at least take knee and bow before the altar.
Well, we have not been in this part of the world, and this is your home. I would love to see more about your culture.
Let me take you.
So you go off to the side of the chapel, and the doors are opened. Inside, it is very simple but eloquent. There are lots of oranges and purples and dark colors. It is actually a lot darker inside. They don't seem to have many candles lit. They keep sort of this even mood lighting. And as you enter into this chapel, you see there is a tiefling. Now, a tiefling is very rare in Amaria. Vanishingly rare is the term we use. As the world is sort of outside of these outsiders, such as demons, devils, and fiends, and things like that, having a tiefling is generally seen universally as a curse. This is something that is always seen as a bad thing. She is dressed in the regalia of the Equinox, the same colors, and she's currently kneeling and seems very fervently praying at the altar. And you see some others, priests, milling about, and they do seem to be regarding her as a fellow sister of their kind. And at the head is a very old Dewisk woman, dressed in the regalia of, again, the chapel, and she regards you as you enter.
So I've never seen this tiefling before,
No.
right? No. Interesting.
Lau will go up to the altar. He will motion for his beloved companions to come with him, and he will take one knee, and he'll will not take Jet Fanning out of the sheath, but will kind of hold it up.
And scabbard and everything.
Exactly, hold it up and hold it, and will call forth the memory of this other Dewiskin who had wielded it previously in the armor that we all had released back in, and will go down and. This would be a very monumentous occasion for him, and we'll say, did we ever know that character's name?
Mortimer.
Mortimer.
We'll say, Mortimer, may you now rest in peace. I shall carry the burden of Jet Fang, and I will continue now to only do good with here my companions, brothers and sisters in arm. May you rest, and may you be well forevermore.
Okay, I'm going to give you a point of inspiration as you feel the
Yeah.
equinox.
Well done.
Because as you finish this prayer,
Well done.
the light of the setting sun goes in through the stained glass windows, bathing you in this aura, and melding and mixing with sort of the remnants of the darkness aura that you were emanating earlier, and you feel invigorated. And the many priests here at the chapel all kind of give you the sign of respect, as you are a paladin, of course, would be a very well respected member of the clergy. So
You see him kind of wipe an undead tear from his eye.
little follicle of light comes off your eyes.
And he puts it on Ghost Cheek.
So I'm sitting back enjoying this. I'm appreciating my friend's culture, and
now, does
Trying
Tiratito
not
the
to-
cleric? What do you make of all of this?
I think since Teratito is rather unfamiliar with this realm, she's still trying to find her footing in a new faith of sorts. So she's very closely observing both what her friends are doing here, and as well as the tiefling praying, trying to get a feel if this is something that might feel right with how she felt previously.
It does remind you a lot of home.
All are welcome here in the Equinox,
Thank you.
both light and dark together in balance.
In fact, that may be why the tiefling is here, because the belief of the equinox of the twilight is that, as you have said, all walks of life, dark and light, they can find new balance here. If you're looking for redemption, or if you're looking to find a change in your way of life, this would be how you would sort of represent that. There's a good religion for that kind of thing. So with nothing else left to do in the chapel, you make your way back out up the stairs towards the sounds of merriment, and at the entrance is a very well dressed man who is not of the Dewisk Zayanku line, but is dressed nonetheless in the Gothic fashion and looks to be quite old. He is a human, but he clearly is a family servant, a very well respected one. You may present your names to me, and I will announce you to the party before you entrance.
Do we have a group name? We should have a band of a name for our
Yeah, we
band
should.
of fellows.
Goff and the Tommytons.
No. Children of
I
Rock.
like it.
No.
What do we
I don't know. What would we call ourselves? Because we
The Skullbreakers.
Ooh.
the Skullbreakers. Okay.
All right.
The Skullbreakers. It is.
Skullbreakers. Mind you, that's quite violent. It'll fit in quite nicely. Yes, carry on in. I shall announce you immediately. Presenting to the court the Skullbreakers. There's like kind of a...
Yes. Yes.
And then they go back to the party.
So what do we see when we enter in?
So, the interior of the mansion is a sight to behold. All manner of art decorates the walls. Now, these are old paintings from before the wars. Tapestries, finely crafted suits of armor, and sculptures. You see well-dressed folk, similar to those that you just saw, some of the one that you saw at the entrance, bustling about, getting partygoers situated for what appears to be a night of drinking, eating, and party games. A fire glows in the hearth of the main room. The candles light the foyer brightly. Around the room are several various faces of all mixed race and profession. Merchants, adventurers, traders, and nobles, and all others have gathered to celebrate the newly appointed Duchess. A cheerful game of darts is being played in the corner by a rabbit person and what looks to be a red-bearded dwarf. There is a game of cards at a small table where you can see a man who looks like he walked out of nature and hasn't bathed in several weeks, as well as a few
friend
others.
of yours?
There is a stage set up on the eastern side, as well as staircases leading up onto a second floor filled with what look to be various rooms, and then a third floor above that as well. You can make out there is a man, a half-elf, atop the stage, currently performing quite a humorous limerick-type song. It doesn't seem to be getting much acclaim. Next to him is
If
an
I had a million gold
yeah,
coins.
basically, an exceptionally beautiful elven woman who is seems to be waiting her turn to perform on the stage.
Now, I know elves are super, super rare at this point.
They're likely here seeking refuge from the rest of the empire. Yeah, they've obviously been through some things to get
Yeah,
here.
so they probably won't like seeing me.
Not if they know what you are. As far as they're concerned, you're just a human at this point.
Oh yeah, because I'm not dressed in my
You're
regalia.
not dressed in your regalia, and your swords are
Smart
sheathed.
move. Smart move. Smart move.
There is also, you can see, there's another elven woman, although she is dressed in the Kalangan wizarding scholar robes. Kalangan is the cradle of magic of Thalagrant. It is situated deep in a crater, surrounded on all sides by impenetrable fortifications and enchantments. The Eltharians have just left it because the amount of power it would take for them to break through all of that is not something that they can. So they are basically just preventing most people from being able to leave through conventional means.
I heard there was a well of souls somewhere down in there.
Yeah.
Maybe. So to go check
And
out
there
someday.
is also a half-orc woman dressed in the tribal regalia of the Forest of Deerwold, which is a orc forest to the south of Thalagrant. It is rare to see their kind here, but not unheard of.
Mhm.
She's just leaning in the corner, just kind of watching.
And none of these
Various
are
things
the person
happening.
we're supposed to see.
Not at this particular time. And finally, at a table surrounded by many folk who seem entranced and are currently engaged in conversation, is a black-haired human. It looks to be a human, black-haired man with long, probably about shoulder-length hair, and he is seems to be regaling a story. And based on the way he's moving, it appears to be a story of valor. He is explaining some great conquest he has made sometime in the past.
Now, did we wish to speak with the Lady Duis?
That is your call.
Okay.
It's probably good to come and acknowledge your presence
Right.
and pay respects. That's
Well,
nice.
well-
Do we see her?
You can make a perception check to gaze through the crowd.
17
One.
plus
Oh, natural
just a 17.
20.
Oh, fantastic. What was our overarching mission in coming here? Are we
Yeah.
just on?
You're here to. You were invited to the celebration.
Okay, so we were invited.
You were invited.
Fantastic.
You were invited. And you
Okay,
brought
I
them
brought
along,
I
of
brought my
course.
friends. Yeah,
Goff,
great.
you're too busy looking at that bard and like correcting. He's off by a couple
Yeah,
of
it's not
semitones
right.
every now and
Yeah,
again.
it's
and
not right.
I
Yeah,
would buy you a coat of arms.
yeah. and some of his lyrics.
I love
are,
Bare Naked. They're great.
Oh, they are.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, come on. They're like,
Yeah.
I love
I've seen
Bare
them
We
live.
love them.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would love to
They're-
see them
they're
live.
fantastic.
Oh, I've seen them. They're great.
Really?
They hold a wonderful performance.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
I got
sure.
to see them back in the old days with Steve, with
Yeah.
the full band as opposed to.
Yeah.
Stunt is like one of the best albums ever.
Oh,
yeah.
totally.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, but he's up and he's not as good as you. We'll
Okay.
put it that way. The rest of you make out who you assume to be the Duchess. She is dressed in not like a ball gown, but more of just like a proper sort of military dress. As is normally the case, it is not armor, but it is very
we
nice
found
sort
her?
of a military uniform. Oh yeah.
Would it
She
be
is currently engaged with a few other people.
would it be
partygoers.
appropriate to like take a knee before her? For me as a
Not from you.
Okay.
You're considered, while you are not in the line, you would be considered a cousin.
okay, so I wouldn't
You
bow.
certainly can, but it
Okay.
does not. You bow would be
Okay.
preferable. They could kneel,
Okay,
but you just need to do like a nice court bow.
excellent. So I'll go to my go to my friends and companions and say, I will introduce us. I will do a lavish bow. If you will follow suit, you need not bow any lower than me unless you would like. But we shall go and we shall respectfully address the lady Morty, the lady DeWisk,
Lead
and
the way, my friend.
thank
And
you.
I think you'll probably tell them, please don't call her Morty. Only I can call her.
Yes, and
course.
refer to her, please, as Lady DeWisk.
Yes.
Fantastic. And we will see if there is any adventuring here for us to do.
I wonder if there might be.
So
That's such a weird thing to assume. I don't know.
we'll approach and we'll wait for him to lead the course.
Sure. So you approach her. She finishes. You
We'll
wait
wait
the appropriate
respectfully.
time for her to finish her conversation. She notices you and kind of cues in, and she wraps up the conversation, turns to you, and waits for your court.
Say, Lady DeWisk, Morty, it has been so long since we have seen one.
Is that you, Lau?
Yes, it is a
How
pleasure.
is the life of an adventurer?
I cannot say how wonderful it is.
And
Take-
these are
I'll
your
take- I'll
these are
take a
your
knee.
adventuring companions.
These
then.
are my brothers and sister in arms. We have been through much together, and I hold them in the highest of esteems, and it is an honor and a pleasure to introduce you to them. And I will introduce each of them by name, by rank, very, very kindly, befitting someone who really, deep companionship and love. And so that is expressed to the Lady Morty.
And knowing, having been in civilization for only a very short amount of time, I have heard that it is proper to address people in their native tongue. And so I will bow very, very deep and say, "Greetings, Duchess Morthaska the Whisk."
Do you speak Thalanese?
No, but I just...
This is your accent then.
yes, this is what... Yes,
This is you,
what I've heard.
This is you like
that
going through
the
Thalanese
Whiskins-
phrase books
Yeah,
and then like
yeah, the
trying
Whisk-
to sound it out.
Yes, yes,
This is fantastic.
yes, yes.
She kind of looks at you.
I will then, in Thalanese, say,
And this is my brave companion, Goff. He is less skilled in understanding of some of our more subtle nuances to our culture, but he does his best to impress you because of his deepest respect for our line and lineage.
Understood.
It's
Perhaps you
Thalanese?
should give up. Yeah,
It's-
they're speaking.
I say,
Thalanese.
that's not true. I absolutely understand what you're saying.
Perhaps he can give us a performance.
We would be delighted, I am sure. Goff, please.
I would be delighted. Thank you. May I? Please.
I believe Orland is just finishing up his set.
Hold my beer. And I start to walk up to the stage,
Roel is gonna just like
chest out.
he's gonna lean back.
So yeah, you all. So the Duchess walks with you all to observe the stage as she is awaiting a beautiful performance.
Yeah.
She's heard so many things from her cousin Lau over the years of your travel.
Lau
about
will be
how great you
standing
are.
so the Duchess can see the widest smile you've ever seen an
So
oath
basically
of
his
the
teeth are
Equinox
just a little
paladin,
more bright.
like this, like just so excited, like
I'll lean back to Teratito. Raul leans back to Teratito. This should be rather interesting.
Just a little bit, I think.
Would you like another drink?
A couple, yes, please.
So as soon as
To
you
the
say, "Would you
bar."
like another drink?" immediately he's like, "Yes, sir."
Wow, excellent.
Maybe just leave the tray.
I would, yeah. If I had to leave the whole
He
tray
sets
out for
the
us.
jug down. Of course, lady. This may not come up, but I want to say the butler's name is Chandler Edgeworthy.
Holy
Yes.
shit.
Ooh.
Nice.
Very edgy.
As I approach the stage, I look back at Roel and all of you, and I'm like, you got me. And when I've done this in the past, you know that I'm going to sing a song, and when I point to you all, you need to fill in the part of that song. And,
Okay,
and
deal. Got it.
you've heard the entirety of my repertoire at this point, so you know exactly,
I like
potentially,
Here we go.
what I'm going to be
like the
singing.
idea he just gets up on stage and goes
I mean,
and just points.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I've got this.
Like, I look back at you, I'm like,
Roel raises up
And-
raises up the beer.
yes. And I get up, and I wish there were microphone technology, because you'd hear like the
It's thaumaturgy.
yeah, there you go. And I kind of I graciously ask the bard to step aside. And
Fine.
I got this.
He is dressed quite nicely. Although now that you're up close, you notice that his bright pump clothing, it's secondhand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not cool. And it's funny because I look really proud, but because I'm a hobgoblin, like buttons are mismatched. I don't quite know how to wear it. Like I've got tufts of hair kind of like hanging out of different places.
Adorable.
It's quite a sight. And understanding,
Oh my God, do you have one of those like frilly neck braces?
yeah, 100%.
Oh.
Yeah.
And frilly sleeves, like
Oh,
frilly sleeves. Oh, yeah, it's
We need
fantastic.
to make this character now.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, and I
We
have
need to
long
get-
hair,
we
and
need
I've
to get
actually
artwork for
permed
this.
it. Like I've curled it.
Oh
Use prestidigitation to curl it, so it's like hairband, sort of like really good British hairband.
So Roel will be like,
Yeah. So I get up and I say, and I think to myself, I've been preparing. Like I've been really thinking about what the Duchess would really want me to do, and I understand the Dewiskin lineage. And looking around, darkness is kind of a thing. It's kind of a
kind of a theme, yeah.
It's kind of a theme. So I remember back to a band of bards that I used to listen to called The Darkness. And understanding my feeling and my love for my companions, especially the one with the shiny new sword, I dedicate that song to him. Them. So I start and I stand up and I say, "Welcome everyone, thank you for coming. Really appreciate your time.
The really unwashed guy in the back goes, "Whoa!"
This is a song called I Believe in a Thing Called Love." Can't explain all the feelings that you're making me feel. My heart's an overdrive and you're behind the steering wheel. Ah, that was your part. I was touching you.
I love the song.
Touching me.
Touching you.
Everybody, I believe in a thing called love. Just listen to the rhythm of my heart. I know you can make it now. And when the sun goes down, I believe in a thing called love. Woo! And I bow.
I would just like to point.
There is a ecstatic cheer.
I wasn't ready for that.
No, me neither.
I need a little time to like.
There's an emphatic cheer
hard
that
to
goes
sing that
up
with Phyllis.
over the
Oh my
over the
God.
poppy. You have entranced everybody in this room.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
and on stream, I'm sure.
Oh yes, and I'm sure Adrian
I'd
wasn't
also
doing
like to
this
stick in
immediately.
that was mine and Chad's wedding
I don't
song.
think that was
Oh my
as loud
God,
as Elliot
really?
Yes.
called earlier today, so I think Oh, we can keep going. I wanna get Yeah.
There is
And I looked right into Lau's eyes the entire time.
I felt
Right,
it.
yeah.
I felt it.
Thank you.
I felt it.
there is a cheer goes up all across
Yeah.
the open party space, the party room of this
You
manor
don't even need
house.
to make a performance check.
Oh God, no, that was fantastic. No, that just worked. That's a critical success as far as I'm concerned. The thing is, though, as this cheer goes out, as it begins to finally kind of die down, there is the sound of glass shattering, a scream, and a from outside, and then silence.
I think that my voice might have shattered glass.
I'll look to Morty, to Lady Duisk, and say,
Lady, are you okay?
Yeah, I'll look over the lady. So, sorry, where's this smash again?
Outside.
Outside of the room?
Yes.
Uh,
I am all right. Perhaps we should
me-
send
Shall-
some guards to check.
shall
I
I-
run immediately.
Will you be okay if I leave you and
I'm
check
a
check on
Duisk. I
this?
shall be fine.
Excellent.
"We go."
I've already
go.
run.
So you head outside.
Like the
you
warrior instinct is
see
kicked in.
you see that the elf woman dressed in the Kalangan robes on the ground in sort of a distended position, and 3 stories up. You see shattered glass of a window above her, and there's some glass shards all around her
So
body.
she's fallen from there?
It would appear so.
I
she-
put my
is
hands on the hilt of my
There's a
blades.
crowd beginning to gather, some screams.
I'll
she-
go over and just check her over.
Are you proficient in medicine?
Probably. Let me see.
I'll put the hands on the hilts and
Yep. Yes, I am.
detect mana.
Interesting. You are?
I am.
Okay, so we'll do you first. She's dead.
Okay.
cast
Make it- but
Revivify.
make a
She
check,
is dead,
but Make
wow.
a check.
What?
Do make a check.
We've got a plethora of
Oh,
D8s.
yeah,
if
let's
you'd
throw
like.
some
to
D8s
roll
in
them.
there. We're level
Grab
4.
a couple and roll them.
Yeah.
And on that note, Devin and the players, you both get 5 each.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 more?
Yeah, 5
Thank
for the players
you.
and 5 for Devin.
Oh.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Let's throw another one. Yep, it's
Thank you,
over
everyone.
20.
Okay, so
It's over 20. Okay.
and we got a rebate.
You see, so her body is bruised, battered, but not from the fall. Well, obviously from the fall, but not just from the fall. You can tell this is elementary. But you also see that her thumb is broken on an angle, indicating that it was attempt to be wrenched from where it was tied at her waist.
So she's a mana user.
She is a spellcaster of
Yes.
some kind, yes. And you also see things on her body that would indicate a struggle. Basically, it looks like she didn't just fall.
Oh, this is not good.
As for mana, I mean, this place is just
Yeah, I'm focusing
quite lit up. Focusing it on what? The body?
on it.
on
I
the-
want to sense it's a 30-foot radius, I think, or 60-foot radius.
Yes.
I'm trying to collect everything I've got here.
Okay. The body itself.
If it's inconsequential for story purposes, don't bother explaining
Basically,
it.
yeah, I've got
but only focus on the things that I would heighten senses on.
Got it. The body itself is slowly draining of magic. You can see that looks like there was the starts of a spell or some spell had gone off within her vicinity. And you can also get something trickling in from the window, but you'd have to get up there to do a proper check. She definitely was a spellcaster, although you're not getting anything magical on her body, which is a little odd for a spellcaster, but it's possible that there's something in that somewhere else. Other than that, everything here is magical. The whole damn place is radiating magic.
Shall we
So
go
when you
explore?
arrive- when you arrive
Shouts
by-
and arguments begin to arise up about people pointing fingers and screaming. And finally, the Duchess herself comes out and quiets it very, very, very succinctly.
Well, okay, I was just going to say.
There are those who we can be sure are not responsible. Those of my cousin Lau. We were watching their performance, and they were with me the whole time.
Do you know this woman?
This is Elowyn Starry Eyes. She's a scholar of some repute from the magic scholars of Kalangan. She's working on some new project she was excited to tell me about. We were interrupted before I was able to get the full story. but, this is most unfortunate.
Milady, if you will empower us to go and find out what has happened here and allow my companions and myself to move freely about the area and allow us to unbind our weapons and our spellcasting abilities, we will do our best to get to the bottom.
I think this is acceptable. We can be sure you are not responsible, for you were there the entire time. But as far as I'm concerned, everybody here is a suspect.
Fantastic. May we have a written note of passage so if anyone were to challenge our authority.
It
in
is
this
done
landscape-
immediately. She pulls out.
As she's doing that, I'm going to walk toward any of the entrances and just stand in front of the door with my arms crossed.
Sounds good.
Nobody
You notice
else.
guards are already starting to close gates and batter things shut.
Lock down everything
full
at
lockdown.
once.
She hands you a bloodline coin. This is a somewhat magical coin with the sigil of Duisk on it, and this is her personal coin, meaning that anybody who would challenge you for anything. You basically just present this as like you are acting on her behalf.
Fantastic.
You've been empowered.
Companions, unbind your swords. We are now in full.
We'll very carefully try to avoid the tear.
Yeah, just
We are now fully empowered to go and explore.
I believe we should probably explain to everyone what I am so that there are no confusions.
Yes, yes. Milady, this here, well, how about you please explain how you have shirked your former masters and unshackled yourself from their clutches?
I look at the crowd. Rest assured that if mana was used to destroy this precious being,
there's a big gasp and a big step back from everybody.
I'll go in and stand next to Roel and show this man is my brother in arms and has saved my life innumerable times. He is as trusted as I.
I'm glad at this point that he's taken away the attention of the fact that this person plunged to their death right after my song.
Yes.
Threw themselves off the balcony.
So I'm just
Ego's a little bruised
like-
at the moment.
yeah. At first I'm like, okay, attention's off me. It's good. Nobody thinks it was me, and I kind of like scan the audience to make sure nobody's like.
No, they're
Meanwhile, outside she's like, ah.
they're pretty focused. I would like you to make a persuasion check.
Can it be intimidation? Because if I'm still empowered,
too.
Fantastic. At advantage, still being
Not an advantage.
Sure. All right, I got a 10. However, I'm willing to utilize some of my rolls here, and that's a D8. Is that correct? That's an 8, so 18, and this is a persuasion.
Or you want to do intimidation, right?
Yes, either
Yeah,
one.
so just to clarify, the reason you don't have advantage is because you're a Dewisk and you don't have disadvantage.
Excellent. Okay, fantastic. I have a +5, so that puts me very high numbers.
Very high numbers.
Excellent.
So there is a lot of murmuring and discontent. A couple of them look like they're about to object, but a quick glance from the Duchess, they pull back and acquiesce to this. Although there is a lot of muttering and mumbling.
You don't need both of them out.
It's Royal's shtick. It's the double swords. So I'm just gonna start walking around while you begin the investigation. I'm gonna do a full circle of the room, detecting
Okay.
mana.
The Duchess introduces you to some of her guard. She says, "These are members of the Vanguard Mercenary Company of Ionia. They are the highest paid mercenaries of all of Almeria, and they will be able to assist you in arresting anyone that you see fit. I must, however, ask that you keep out of the private rooms above without any form of evidence. To do so without just cause would be to bring a full wrath of the political despot upon my head."
Completely understand, milady. Is there any additional information that we should know about this particular elf in question?
Miss Starry Eyes was on the brink of some new discovery. It is possible that whoever has done this was looking out for that. It is also possible that it was simply a mishap of magical combustion.
Highly doubtful, milady.
I understand. I leave this in your hands.
Any known enemies of Miss Starry Eyes?
Iltharians. As she is a spellcaster. So she is a powerful mage.
Fantastic. Well,
The fact that this has happened under my own house and my own watch is not good. It'll be good for one of our family, though away from royal line as you are, to solve the problem that has been caused under our roof.
it is an honor and a pleasure to once again serve our people.
I must ensure that the guests are calmed and that we try to repair what we can of the socialite party. But if you need me, I will be at your beck and call.
Likewise.
She turns and begins to calm the very, very anxious crowd.
Fantastic. Roel, shall we potentially go to the room in which this woman plunged?
That would be a good solution to start. Here's the problem. There are many suspects. I recommend we make notes of all of the people that were in the room with us at the time.
Oh,
rabbit.
good thinking.
And that bard that you relieved. Perhaps he was jealous. Black-haired stranger that was telling the story. Half-elf. Am I
Mhm.
correct?
The half-elf was the bard, the other one was the elf.
Okay, the other elf. The half-elf was the bard.
The half-elf was the bard.
The other
The elf was looked to have been someone who was going to go on stage after he was done, but then of course got
Who else was in there? Who was the rabbit?
There was the half-orc
Got
in
cofted.
the corner, There was there was the leporine.
The leporine.
There was the red-beard dwarf.
The beard, the red beard.
And
Never trust any red
there was
beard.
also the really filthy.
Oh, the disgusting man.
Yeah.
So stinky. We'll call him
And
stinky.
there was also the tiefling who had come in to watch the performance.
That is very obvious.
Of all those people who are still in the room,
Those were the ones in the room.
Those
No,
are
who are
those
still
those
in
are
the
the
room.
oh, all of them.
all of them.
Well, I mean, they came out and whatever. They're mixing about.
The glass. Is there a way to look at it to see that it was punctured out or punctured in?
I say it's pretty clear that the glass was shattered from her coming through it. So, like, you can see the glass on the floor next to her body.
Someone threw her down into the glass.
Possibly.
And what's above the glass? What's above the glass?
the
Sorry.
roof.
In character. Is
The
that?
roof.
It's the roof.
It's the third floor.
Oh, so she was plummeted from the third floor. And the glass is between second and third.
The glass is on the third floor.
She was
It's-
thrown out of a
it's-
window.
It's the window.
Oh, so she must have got up.
She was in the room and got.
Up high on the
Booted
third
out.
floor. Someone threw her presumably out the window, and has
From
been
the
roughed
third
up.
floor.
Well,
yeah.
she was in the room with us at the beginning, no?
She was, although you don't know where anybody was during the performance because all of you were very much paying attention to Goth Tommy.
Oh, no, of course. But that's what I'm saying. Is that how much
So
time?
this definitely happened while his performance was happening.
Do we know how long
It's a
this?
great distraction. Thank you for that.
Do we know how long the performance was?
Probably, I'd say, close to 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay. I'm going to start the timing, and I'm going to make my way to the roof.
Fantastic. Let us go together.
Up to her room, basically.
Well, yes, but she was in the room with us when the performance started.
Yes.
So the window, fans are on, right? The window of time between her plummeting to her death was the time that we began the thing, and all the way to the end of the thing.
Whatever happened, it must have been quick.
She
and
must have
swift.
gone up to her room for a reason.
Yes.
And I don't believe it was because she couldn't stand the singing. She left.
He doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean it.
No, that's not. I'm saying that's not
Look
the reason.
around like,
I'm saying that's not the reason why she went. The thing is that she left at the beginning of the song, or sometime within the song,
Yes.
and had to make it all the way up to the roof, have an altercation, have enough information or enough time for the murder to happen, and then get put to the bottom.
On that, Teratito turns on her heel and walks back inside and looks for the server.
Oh, yes.
Chandler.
Chandler Edgeworthy.
Is he about?
He is. He's holding. He's just got a new tray with another assortment of bottles on it.
Did you see when? Sorry, I've forgotten her name.
Elowen Starry Eyes.
Did you see when Lady Starry Eyes left the room?
Yes, I believe she went upstairs sometime during that lovely song, by the way. I'm a huge fan. Up to the, believe she went up there sometime shortly after the song had begun. She was in the midst of some, I believe, calculations. I kept trying to serve her drinks, and she kept sort of being far away. She was looking off to the side. I had to prod her quite a lot. Some folk were attempting to communicate with her. I suspect she was trying to get some time to think by herself, or perhaps to alleviate herself from the social goings-ons. I'm afraid I did not quite see exactly what was going on, as I am, of course, attempting to ensure everyone is kept perfectly well served.
Thank you, Edgeworth.
And no one left after her at all.
There were some who went up and down the stairs, I am quite sure, but I was away from there at the time.
Oh, right. Thank you.
I think we should go to the room in question before the trail runs cold or the mana runs dry.
I agree. Let's go there.
Okay, so you head up to the second floor, which looks to be the servants' quarters. You can
Yeah.
see a lot of kind of like, what's going on? What's happening? Then you go up to the third floor, which is full of nobles, well-dressed individuals, kind of like, really. Oh, it's a twist.
And I'll hold the coin.
Yeah, they just get out of your way, and you find the room where there are 2 Vanguard soldiers currently standing outside, keeping everyone from entering. And you enter in, and it is a mess. The things are everywhere. Papers are strewn about. Chairs are knocked over. The bed is in a tussle. Various magical components have been strewn all over the place, and of course, a breeze is flowing in from the open window. some very obvious things is that on the floor is a huge scorch mark.
I'll say to the Vanguard,
Has anyone else been inside of the room?
Quite possibly, sir, but we've only been posted here after we were ordered to by the Duchess.
Fantastic, but no one else, to your knowledge, has...
Not since we've been posted here.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Detect mana in the room.
That scorch mark is left over from some kind of arcane spell. Something magical caused the scorch mark to appear. There was an explosion or a fire of some kind. Many things in this room are magical. Potion components, spell components, things
Anything
like
on the window?
that. No.
I look around the room and I'm like putting it all together, and you can tell that the wheels are turning. I go, perhaps it is as simple as she had heard my song and had seen it all and was happy to meet her maker.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We've solved the mission. No. I
Isn't it
disagree.
a possibility?
So Roel comes up and puts his hands on your shoulders. He looks at you into your starry eyes. He goes, "No, that was not the case. Your music was beautiful.
Yes.
I don't believe she would kill herself for it.
Instead, she would strive to stay alive, to hear another and another.
Yes, you have a whole album for her to hear. Why would she want to go at the first one?"
Fair enough.
Well, they're having their little conversation and therapy
we stare at
session.
each other for a minute?
Yes. Is there any like a desk or anything around in the room? Yeah, I'm gonna go look at the desk, see what
Give me
other
an investigation check.
notebooks and stuff. Investigation.
I have a few suspects.
Dirty 20.
Okay. You find no notes and no spell book, but everything else is there.
Someone was very interested in her studies, it seems.
if I could just try to soft gaze and try to perceive anything other than the disarray, anything else of note or importance.
Sure. As you kind of gaze around the room, you can see that it looks like there was signs of a struggle here, obviously. Right? Everything's out of disarray. There was a fight that occurred here. The blast, you do notice the scorch mark, which apparently is of magical origin, does appear to have a couple of spots where it did hit something.
Fantastic. We may be looking for someone who've been affected by this blast.
A burn mark.
Some sort of burn mark of note.
I want to step out in the hallway where
Okay.
all the nobles are kind of milling.
Yeah,
You said
they're
all
just
kind of on the third
watching
floor.
and
Yeah.
kind of looking in.
And because Goff doesn't give a what when it comes to royalty, whatever, and he just says, "Everyone, please, has anyone spoken to the deceased in the last hour?" And I'll like look and I'll like make eye contact with everyone.
So you do see a couple of people who kind of like slowly raise their hands a little bit. There's a couple of people here and there.
Okay.
So it appears she was engaging with people and talking.
Okay, I gather those people.
Okay.
And I tell them to come into the room.
Okay.
And when they come in the room, I want.
You're just doing this on the third floor.
Yes, just on the third floor.
Okay.
Yeah, of those that were gathered just outside the room.
I'm just letting you know there are the 3 floors.
Yep.
and
Yeah, yeah.
She
Yep,
obviously
just
was.
right
We'll
now.
get there.
Just for now, yeah.
We're just hitting the
I
cheese.
just-
We'll
okay,
get to
I got
the
it.
we'll get to the layers
Yeah.
of the lasagna.
Yeah. So, and at that point, I want to say, I'll go from each one systematically and ask them what was talked about. Was she seen with anyone?
So primarily these are scholars. These are folk who are
So gather information. I see.
book learned librarians and things like that. And they say that they were mostly interested in Elowin's new treaty that she was supposedly working on. They were trying to get kind of
The what?
the
Treaty,
treatise-
yeah, like a
treaties.
writing.
Yeah.
Treaties.
Oh.
New treaties.
Oh.
That she was working on. They were trying to get that information out of her, and she was very distant and not really paying attention and aloof about all of this information. But they say that word on the street of Calangan's scholars and the sages and the wizards and that involved is that she has been looking in. She is a specialist on planar activity and was supposed to be finding a way to potentially. Apparently, she'd been commissioned by Lunalia, which is the Sky Kingdom, which is always defending against attacks through the veil. Apparently, she had been finding a way to pierce the veil
Ooh,
and had
potentially,
potentially stumbled upon a way to do
very,
so.
very dangerous.
Tom Gofton here has to shut off a whole bunch of metagame knowledge here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm saying nothing. Woo. I still don't know what it is, which is great, but the best part is like, wow, okay, crazy.
Potentially incredibly dangerous in these times if we were no longer protected by the dragons, and the fiends and the celestials could come into our realm. Would spell untold horrors for us all.
Did anyone say that there was anyone with her in the last hour?
Yes, she had spoken to a couple of people. She had spoken to many of, obviously, these people here, scholars there. There was the Redbeard dwarf. He is apparently on his way to Calangan, to the Mage City. He's apparently he's been talking about some project he has going on there. She also was seen that the human man, who they say his name is Gregor, he apparently was.
Is that the stinky guy?
No, Gregor was the one telling the stories at the table. He apparently was putting the moves on her, and she was having none of it.
Black-haired storyteller.
Yeah.
But
And
both
she
of those
also-
people were in the room with us during the presentation.
Yes. She'd also talked to a couple of other scholars on the other floors that well, not talked to, people had engaged with her. She also had been seen speaking to the Duchess at one point when she arrived. And she had apparently had a brief conversation with the Tiefling.
Does it look like the explosion would not have been enough to cause the turmoil in that room and to her?
Yes.
So
There was definitely like a wrestling.
there was an
yeah,
altercation.
There was an altercation, yes.
Any dried blood anywhere from her? No, she was bruised and beaten.
She was
not
bruised and
cut.
beaten, but not cut.
Well,
And it was only 3 minutes.
And nobody else in this area has weapons.
They would all have to have subjected themselves to de-arming.
So we were the
as you were.
only ones in the room with weaponry.
Yes.
Or at least perceived weaponry.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, if they had like a hidden knife or something, but she wasn't stabbed or anything, so it looks like it was a physical struggle.
so someone of at least larger stature to her, however, she had one hand tied to her belt.
And the Eltherians wouldn't like this.
Well, they wouldn't like her regardless.
I
But
s-
if it was an Eltharian, you'd think they would have gone after the Duchess. It's a military target rather than.
You think so?
I mean, it could be either way. It's
What
hard
do
to
you
say.
think? No.
Potentially, we round everyone together, sort them into groups, and then interrogate each individually.
And if we find one that we think might be them or the assailant, I can potentially get some information from them.
Yes.
I have a couple of theories, if you don't mind
Please,
me
please.
questioning here. There are a couple of perhaps red herrings that we could be following. One in particular that is not considered as epic or political. The fancy fellow that wished to purchase your abilities earlier. She seems to have, the daughter seems to have been a little bit more of a, I want it now.
Yes.
Maybe perhaps that she could have done something out of spite. Maybe anger that she did not get something from the elf. Theory one.
Worth killing over, though.
You never know.
She's a child. Would she have the ability? She's rather small.
Do you remember? I think that was the wrong game.
That was Lowholt.
Yes, Lord. Other option is the butler.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you always got to suspect the
With
butler.
the candlestick.
With the candlestick in
In
the
the
room, in the
in
library.
library.
Yes, of course.
library, yes.
Does anyone here look like Professor Plum? No, I'm kidding. No. What if the other elf silenced her somehow?
The half-elf?
There was another
There was a
elf.
half-elf and an elf. There was the half-elf man who was the bard, and the elf woman who was a
Gonna
singer.
sing it.
Now I know the Eltharians used to employ half elves.
They did.
And the half-elf, was she was not in the room while we were performing.
The half-elf and the elf had stormed off the stage when Goff was shown to be.
Were they
far
together?
superior. Seemed like it.
I say we start to interrogate
The half elves.
One is a half-elf, one is an elf.
No.
I'm just making sure we're
no,
all
understood.
good.
But
Okay.
the sentence I was going to
Sorry.
the half elves used to be employed by the Eltharians because they do not contain mana
Or as much of it.
or as much of it, and they were useful tools to go out and die on the front ranks or as spies because they contain some semblance of elven heritage, so therefore they be trusted by the elves, just enough for us to get through and do what's necessary. It is a suspect that I would be willing to speak to.
Now we could go in and
Check for burns.
separate them, check for burns, and we could just pretend that we've known. If we really think that one of them has done it, we know that they are the one. We tell them that this is their only chance to admit it. Could potentially be.
Also, Eltharians can be disguised as orcs. Orcs are very prudent to be Eltharian knights, as well as dwarves. So the Redbeard and the half-orc would be interesting to interrogate as well. If we are in the assumption that Eltharian knights are part of this. If not Eltharians, then I have no more ideas.
I
If
see.
It's not Therians. It could be someone who is another scholar that could be a challenger to her. Someone that is envious of her studies and her repute.
Or someone who does not want the veil pierced, does not want this technology and this magic to be spread amongst
Who
the
would
people.
not want that?
Is the protection not a good thing to be?
But perhaps it is. I don't know much about this veil.
I say we round everyone up, we inspect for scorch marks, and see if anyone has changed their clothing.
Agreed.
So Lau will then go to the mercenaries and say,
Gather everyone in the main area.
At once, sir.
And please make note of anyone who has changed their clothing in between my good man's performance and now. And
Very
that
well.
person, do not allow them to leave and do not alert them that you know they've changed their clothing, but tell us.
I will do that, sir.
Thank you.
And he heads off, grabs a couple of his guys, and they start to gather them up. Do you want them to do this on the main floor?
Main area.
Okay. So they gather everyone up. Some of them are kind of just like looking around and like not really sure what's going on. After they have done so, they come back to you and they say, "Sir, there are two people which match the parameters that you gave. The Tiefling, scorch marks all over her robes. And Gregor over there has taken his armor off.
remind us, Gregor.
He was the black-haired storyteller.
And so, but both people were in the room with us during the performance.
And they might have left during the
Yeah,
performance.
we don't
Oh,
know what
we
happened
don't
because you were
know.
also
Yeah,
fixated
in the
on
end.
Goff Tomlinson.
Fantastic.
Please put each of them in an enclosed room, and we will interrogate them each separately.
Scorch marks all over the tiefling.
I'll go quickly talk to Chandler too, and ask him basically, did either of these two leave after the lady did?
It is quite possible. Many folk did go up and down the stairs during the performance. I believe I overheard them talking about the half-orc had gone up. I believe there was also some talk of a few more. If you really want to know, I suggest you talk to Osborne, that dwarf over there. He hasn't taken his eyes off the stairs since he got here.
Well, why didn't you tell me that earlier? And I go over to Osborne.
So you just see the red-beard dwarf just kind of rocking back on his heels, just looking at the staircase.
Oh. Hello?
I think that's walnut. Or do you think it's oak? It could be ash. I think it might be actually more than one type of wood, you know.
Purple Heart is one of my personal
Purple Heart
favorites.
is an amazing type of wood. I once had a commission to make a throne out of Purple Heart. It was wonderful. These stairs elude me, though. They are made of something that I just can't get my beard on.
Have you noticed any of the feet walking up and down them at all?
Oh, yes, yes. Many people have been going up. I saw several. You know, the problem with this is you got to wear the proper right boots if you're going to attempt stairs made of this kind of wood. I mean, that could be mahogany. You can't just traipse up and down in armored boots or leather. You have to be careful. They should really have slippers for going up and down this staircase. Wood such as that deserves to be preserved.
Yes, quite. Were there any shoes in particular that either annoyed or interested you?
Yes, I remember a few. There was some boots covered in hide and furs or something. They were quite large. I was actually worried. There was some creaking going on. Now, actually, if it is creaking, it might not be mahogany. It could end up being oak. in which case it would be quite strong to withstand such things. But it actually could not be oak because the color seems a bit wrong, unless they've stained it in a way in which
Who
it would
has
show
the
that.
boots?
Now, did you see?
Yeah, sorry. I say, I have an idea. Ding. I go to Lau and I say, listen, can you perhaps gather all of the suspects that we have in one room? I have an idea.
They're kind of already,
Already
like
there.
I know, but we want them
Oh,
like separate
Oh, I see.
in a room.
Who were the
That
suspects?
They can't. So who are the suspects? Read them off.
We have
the
Tiefling,
Tiefling is one.
and then the
stinky fellow.
currently prime suspects are
Gregor?
Tiefling, Gregor. Yeah, Gregor and Gregor is was hitting on our target and was
Yes.
rebuked. So
He's
that
also been hitting on pretty much everybody.
yeah, so that yeah, exactly.
The oversized like fur feet. Does that match? The
You can
stinky
quickly
fellow?
immediately look and you see that matches the half orc. Oh yes, sorry, I believe I also saw leather shoes that were on some weird paws. Those are probably the best way to go up the stairs, though. If I'm gonna say the pause going up and down stairs is quite good. It probably would not be so bad. Paws obviously are designed to move on things such as wood, like this, and that would be
Yes,
really
yes. Thank
The
you
paws
so
would-
much for
the
your
paws
help.
would be the leper.
I also saw the worst of it was the armored boots, the plate. Oh, that's the worst. Still, he's scratching up the wood. That's gonna have to be repaired.
That
I
was
don't have
Gregor,
time to
right?
do that. That likely would have been him. He was wearing armor at the time.
So Gregor, the Tiefling, the half orc, and the rabbit.
I mean,
What about the red beard?
Could be.
You're
This is
currently
the red
you're
beard.
currently
Oh, sorry.
talking
Oh,
to
I'm
the
talking
Redbeard.
to Redbeard.
I'd like to insight him
Okay.
to find out if he's just trying to throw off our scent.
Bring him too. It's okay.
It's a cocked eye.
Trust me.
well, we
I
got a
will-
bajillion.
I will insight nothing here.
Any
We've
one-
got a bajillion
Yes,
That's
you
dice.
have a
11. Yeah, I'll
bajillion
roll
dice.
D8 on that one.
Roll 3.
Adding
There you go.
5, 11. 16.
He seems to be very into wood.
Well, he would.
Oh, you would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of,
Can I go back out and is the body still lying on the
It
ground?
has been left alone.
All right.
It is guarded by 4 vanguards.
Okay. I'd like to go back and inspect the body to look more closely at the bruising specifically to see if there's anything that could indicate like rabbit feet kicking someone.
You don't see anything that would specifically tell you that.
Okay.
all right, let's take
Okay.
the half orc.
So wait, hang on. Actually, before we do that, I say wait. Are all of them around this crowd? The suspects that
Currently.
exist? I cast detect thoughts.
Okay.
And I will start to walk around, and not necessarily to them specifically, but I will pinpoint
Is there a
the
specific
ones.
Person you're going to start from?
Yeah, so you start with I'll start with one, and then I'll use an action to move it to another.
You're going through
if I
all
want
of
to
them?
probe, yeah. And
Okay.
if I want to probe deeper, I'll let you know.
You get to the filthy man
Yeah.
who is currently thinking filthy thoughts.
Okay.
You get
What
to
kind
the
I'm curious
I'm
now.
curious too.
Yeah. Can you give us a brief description?
right. Well, what you get is him and you see him he's on a smorgasbord of food, rolling around naked in potatoes.
And that's enough.
I love
And on
it.
that note, let's take a brief. I think we got enough people watching. If you would like to win one of these, we'll just have a bit through the game so people know. Lots of RealmSmith folks out there. Hop on over to Six Sides of Gaming, the channel right now, Twitch TV/Six Sides of Gaming, and enter the giveaway contest there. And at the end of the session, we'll do one more announcement for it. You could win this Yarrow Studios map book, as well as a set of dice from Norse Foundry. We'll do the draw at the end, but please head on over, enter the giveaway, get it added to the list. I said I'd do it halfway
right.
through, so
Awesome. Yeah, fair
plug
enough.
done. Go back into the world.
Next up, you get to the half-elf troubadour, the performer. Now, you're just getting the surface level because you'd have to probe deeper if you
Yep.
wanted to. He is thinking over and over, oh, this is bad, 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 this is bad.
Okay. Keep going.
You go to the woman next to him who is thinking the same thing.
The elven one.
Yep.
Okay.
Then you get to the half-orc.
Yeah.
And it's really just sort of, what is he doing?
To
She-
me specifically, is she looking in my direction?
No. And then you move on.
Is she looking at anyone in particular?
No, she appears to be deep in thought.
Okay.
Move on to the
What is he
Redbeard.
doing?
Yep.
The Redbeard is currently thinking about wood.
Walked into that one. Gregor?
Well, next to that would be the
yep,
Leporine.
Yep.
The Leporine is,
Leporine is the
apparently
rabbit.
Rabbit?
Yep. It's a little rabbit folk.
Yeah.
About 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
Her nose is twitching, and she's. I hope I can go eat that soon. That smells heavenly. Moving on to the Tiefling. Oh no, they're gonna play. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. No. And then on to Gregor.
Yeah.
He is currently thinking about women.
Okay, he needs to die.
Okay. All right. I want to probe deeper on, and I think for me to probe deeper, I can't come back out and then probe again within that minute, right?
I believe that is how it works.
As you same feature. If you probe deeper, the target must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, you gain insight, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loses, hates. If it succeeds, the spell ends. So only if it succeeds. Either
Only
way,
if
the
they
target
succeed does the
knows that
spell
you are
end.
probing into
They will
its
then
mind.
also be aware that you're doing it.
Yeah. And unless you shift your attention to another creature's thoughts, the creature could use its action on its turn to make an intelligence check contested, and
Which
the
I
spell
will
ends.
obviously be doing.
Okay, so I can actually move it. Okay, so I'm going to probe deeper on the Tiefling
Okay.
first.
So I'll do a wisdom save for her. That is a 10.
And my spell save
That's-
is
I'd
higher
probably
than
Much
that.
higher than that.
It's got to be, right?
She appears to be very concerned that everyone is going to think that she has done this because she seems to be very used to everyone always thinking that she has done something.
I move on
Okay.
immediately
To
to the elven woman.
the elven woman. She succeeds.
Okay, spell ends.
Yes. Do you get the thoughts if she succeeds, or is it just that she knows the spell ends?
The target must make if it fails, you gain insight.
Okay.
If it succeeds, the spell ends.
Okay.
Okay. And she
she's
knows.
she's aware. Yeah, she glares at you, and then you see her lean over and whisper.
I look
to
over and I
the-
detect thoughts as she's whispering on the half elf.
Okay.
Oh, the spells are going.
They are on to us. Let's leave.
Holy shit.
Okay, I look at you, and I look at all of you, and I
Boom! Instantly, I'm there. Yeah.
Okay, so they look like they're kind of like getting their bags.
Yep.
And you just are there.
Boom.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. So
Hello.
I'm gonna
The
put.
half elf kind of just interposes himself.
Yeah. I'm
So there's a half elf, the
And your
bard,
music
then-
sucked
and,
too.
And who's the other
the
one?
half
Sorry?
elf and the elf woman,
The elf woman.
the singer.
The singer.
Yeah.
I'll just when I go up to her, I'm just going to just have my sword just like very close to her.
Can
Yeah.
we be of assistance to you?
And I'll come up behind and put my hand
She's
on
currently chewing gum.
both of their necks. She's chewing gum.
Yes.
I'll say, spit that out
She does.
on the floor. And I'd say, let's lead them into the center of the room so
we have
there's no
reason to
escape.
believe that you're part of this.
I don't know what you're talking about. We are here to perform for the nice
insight.
people. Go for it.
Ooh, very insightful. 25.
He's got the nervous sweats.
Interesting. You know that we.
I mean, you also have an Arthurian blade in his face.
Of course. Of course.
I'll say,
This is your place.
my good cleric, shall you and Goff search their things and belongings?
Yes.
The two of you search. You open up their packs. They are full of goblets, silverware, gems, jewelry, various sorts.
Stolen from our.
Yes, all marked with the DeWisk logo.
Say, we have some thieves in our midst. Now, whether these thieves are the culprits of the crime of this murder,
We didn't kill nobody. We swear.
So I'm going to.
damn it.
Sorry. What are their identified genders?
One's a man, one's a woman.
Okay, so the man, I'm going to rip open the chest to see if there's any scorch marks.
Nope.
The woman, I'm going to say.
He is quite well taken
Tarantino?
care of. However,
Make sure there's no scorch marks there.
All right. Take her. to-
unhand me, you filthy scaled thing.
you are a thief and shall not address anyone in our retinue as such.
I lean back.
Apologies.
Not
the man
accepted.
the man like very nervously starts. So all in, you coward.
I'm going to turn and
She
look.
has no scorch marks.
I'm going to turn and look at the crowd while this is happening, and just look at how other people are reviewing this scene.
Yeah, and if anyone looks surprisingly happy by
I'm definitely looking for that.
Give me an
relieved, like, oh
God.
my God.
Damn you, Devin. That was such a good sideline. I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, we still got an hour left in this game. Christ almighty. What is this one here? I'm looking for
insight,
insight.
because you're inciting the
That's a
crowd.
12, or should I roll an 8 on this?
Yeah, we got them.
12.
Use 'em.
Ooh, dirty T. Dirty T.
Okay, so yeah, people look like, you can see several people actually look quite happy. A lot of them are like enjoying the fact that you've caught
Thieves.
the culprit, or even just whoever it is. Many of the vanguard are just like,
So I'll call over the Lady Dewisk,
Lady Dewisk.
and whoever the
you're
head,
doing quite well.
yeah, and whoever the head guard is.
The head vanguard? Yeah.
Perfect.
I'll say, Lady Morty, we have caught some thieves here. However, we believe that these most likely are not the murderers.
You can be sure.
That was awesome.
We will become sure. However, we can currently use this as an example to allow the current culprits to be lured into a false sense of security, that they are no longer at risk. And so for the time being, I suggest that we play the rouse that these folks are the culprits. We do not let anyone go. And we can do that under any auspices that you would like. Potentially that we are now deciding their fates. However, they should still be punished for they have stolen from your home and house.
He may have got us on this one. I'm going Rambo now. Dun, 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 dun.
In this moment, I'm gonna look at the tiefling. What's the tiefling doing right now?
She is looking very, very relieved.
Okay.
I think it's time to go have a conversation with her.
To the tiefling.
Mm-hmm.
And I look right at the half elf bard, and I go, "It's been 1 week since you looked at me." And I look at the tiefling, and I wanna do bare naked ladies better than the half elf and charm the tiefling.
The charm person?
Nice.
Yes,
Sounds
sir.
good.
I don't have to roll anything.
You succeed.
Yes. I buddy up to the tiefling.
Ah, your music is lovely, by the way.
Thank
Perhaps we
you.
could do some kind of thing. You see, I'm an artist, and I could do like a promotional poster for you or something.
Oh, like performance art. Like
Yeah, yeah.
that would be great.
I'll lean in
You
like,
can come see some of the paintings I've made at the chapel.
yes, these are my friends.
The Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops ticking.
Watching the
Miles
on
on
the
the
lights
lights
on. the
X-Files.
lights
What's
on.
his X-Files?
I hope the smoking man's in this one.
Yes, I love that he knows.
Can I help it
Level
if I
10.
think you're happy when you're sad?
Trying hard. Not
But
to
I feel-
smile, but when I feel bad.
I'm the kind of guy that laughs at a funeral.
And we all look at the dead
Can't
body.
understand what I mean, but you soon
And we all
will.
just go, no, okay.
It's been. All right.
Okay.
So, yeah. What do you know about what has happened here today?
It appears someone has been dreadfully murdered. It's awful, isn't it?
It is. What
I
has
was
caused
so-
your scorch marks on your clothing?
Oh, she starts to cover them up. I was very nervous when it all went down, and when these things happen, I'm always run out of the town, and it's been so good here. I don't want to leave, but when I get nervous, my heritage comes forth and burns away some of my clothing, and it's ever so embarrassing. But I only have one set of robes, unfortunately.
Who do you think has done this today?
Oh, I can't imagine anyone would have the heart to do such things other than those you've already caught.
Thank you, friend.
I'll be here all day.
Lau will lean over to one of the guards and say,
Please provide new robes for our tiefling.
I'll just walk over to her and cast mending on her.
That
Yeah.
works.
even
Oh,
better,
thank you. Would you like a painting? I'd make them with my tail.
Fascinating.
So we can cross off.
Yeah.
We're going to cross off the Redbeard.
Yeah.
We're crossing off the half elf.
I
think we should
Did you
speak
tell us
with,
about
with
thoughts that you
Gregor.
detected at all?
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. I'll relay all that.
Let-
We'll,
let-
we'll huddle again right now.
Let us speak to Gregor.
What goes next?
Yes. Let us speak with Gregor.
Okay, so you head on over to the man. He currently has a few women at either side huddling up to be safe and secure.
Man, Eke would wreck this entire adventure.
Oh, I'm aware. Yes.
Okay, let's see here. I think
Ah, yes. What can I do for you, the intrepid investigators, my lord?
this is Gregor.
Yes.
Why did you take off your armor?
Well, you see, after the gruesome activity earlier that you are currently looking into, willing to be as helpful as I can, by the way. You may have heard of me. I am Gregor Gallant, great adventurer of Ionia. Anyway, I had to take my armor off because you see the ladies here were very insistent on me protecting them, and I do not feel a sense of closeness with them with the armor on, you see. It's
Fantastic. Where's your armor now?
it
That
is in
seems
my
rather
room.
counterintuitive. If you're protecting someone, typically you put your armor on.
I can show you many new ways to protect you without my armor on, I can assure you.
I will go to give him a handshake. Like I go to cross his hand,
Mm-hmm.
and then when he go to like, well met.
Oh, yes, yes.
And as he goes to do it, I will like make it look like I'm an idiot and like let my armor get caught and fumble in and slap him on the chest
Okay.
by accident.
Oof.
And I want to see
Very well muscled.
if he reacts to a chest burn or anything.
Nope.
And can I like quickly like pull the cloth back as I'm reaching back almost?
Give me a sleight of hand.
Yeah,
That's a little more sleight of hand.
that's fine. Okay, well, it looks like it's just a real bad attempt to come onto him. Because sleight of hand's dex base, so 7. So it's a real.
Sir, I must
Roping.
say, your armor is quite nice. Perhaps you should join me here with these fine young ladies. We can have a grand old time swapping tales of heroic exploits.
I don't think so.
To each their own.
The armor must have protected him if it was him. I'll say this obviously to the side.
Why don't you take me to your room?
I'm afraid I believe we have all been ordered to remain in this room.
Yes,
I
but
don't
I'm
want to
part
go
of-
against the orders of.
We are in charge of this investigation,
Of course.
and we
From
would
Wolfie.
love
Okay,
to see-
I'll lean back and be like, "She's got this," and we'll back up and let you take care of him.
What was the name of the woman that fell to her death?
Elowin Starry Eyes.
She's learned from Wolfie.
This is clearly a Wolfie type character.
Yes.
What is your plan?
Basically to very poorly come on to him, because it's still Teratito.
Doesn't take much.
Yeah, I kind of figured as much. And go back to his room.
Okay. He does, of course. You're getting mean girls looks
Well, whatever.
from his entire entourage.
I mean,
and
Teratito doesn't give
he
a
kind of
shit.
looks. He says, "Ladies, come join me. I shall regale you with the tales, and we can return to the room once this gruesome mess has been taken care of. It would seem wrong to do such a thing while there is a current investigation."
I don't like waiting.
You're not really learning from Wolfie here. Wolfie'd
I
be in there by
apologize.
now.
No, yeah.
I must apologize, but Gregor Gallant is a man who respects the authority of those and who is willing to assist you. And I fail to see how I can assist you in that way if I'm not around to help you abscond with whoever it is that has done this dastardly deed.
He's not part of the Vanguards, right?
No, he is an adventurer.
Find out what room it is. We can just go ourselves.
Yeah. Well, then, where should I meet you later?
Your persuasion check.
Back to the right page.
Might need a D8 or 2.
Yep. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I have forgotten that charisma is 0.
So at this point, he's not allowing her to take.
He's
11?
politely refusing
Okay.
for the time being.
Yeah.
go with
So
Do we want to go? Do we want him to come back to the room? We can make this guy do it.
We could, but I think we should check for the scorch mark first, and if that is the
On the
scorch
armor?
mark, then we get the edge on him.
Sure. Okay.
okay. So I'm gonna look him in the eyes.
Okay.
Got a few of these, and I'm gonna sing in his ear. I met you before the fall of her. On the floor. I begged you to let her take you home. And then I will.
She's all yours for right now. And if you did it, you'll lose your brow.
What are you doing, sorry?
Casting Chart Person.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured you were doing.
Yeah.
All right.
Woo-hoo-hoo. It's all been done.
Okay.
Are you rolling D8s with it?
Yes, I am.
You
Is
saw.
that a 19?
No metagaming, no metagaming. I didn't hear that.
19.
That's not okay. Which also means he did it.
Well, if this is anything like Scary Movie or Scream, there's more than one culprit.
Yeah.
You are an excellent singer. You should join me, as you can write many tales about my daring.
Would
Yeah,
he know
shut
that
up.
the spell was being
Um,
cast?
Is he? No, I think it only. It's only after it wears off.
After
they're wearing
the
it, yeah.
fact, if it succeeds. I
Yes.
think.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I had 16 on my persuasion.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Oh.
So he is not charmed.
Correct.
No. And there's no scorch marks?
Do we want to?
There are no
So
scorch marks on him.
Friends, do we wish to go? We can find out what room he's in. We can talk to
You
the
can literally
Vanguard.
go do that.
Yeah,
Yes.
we can
Well,
talk to the
what-
Vanguard captain.
Do this. While this is happening, though, while this conversation's happening with him, though, is anybody else eyeing us, eyeing him while we're having this conversation in the crowd?
Oh, there are many people watching you. You've all been making.
I'm
lots of
looking for
scenes.
someone who's doing like the you better not say anything kind of look, you know?
Give me another insight.
This one.
Can you use that? I got one left.
15?
You don't see anybody
their-
that's
their lowest
making
loss.
any kind of like very
See,
hard
mm.
stare.
'Cause I could walk through the crowd. And
You do see the tiefling, obviously. Okay, the tiefling's name is Hope. She's introduced herself as Hope,
Hope.
to you. You do see Hope just kind of watching out of curiosity. She's still charmed. So,
I look over.
yeah. But other
So
than that,
meta.
you don't really see anybody giving any interesting, more attention than you would expect.
I'll call over the Vanguard captain and say,
Potentially, Goff is, or Gregor, excuse me, Gregor is a potential threat. Please,
Really? A war hero?
Well, some heroes are less heroic than others. Just keep an eye out. Which room is he in?
He is on the 3rd floor, room 306, I
Fan-
believe. Just
fantastic.
3 down from Elowin's.
Is he known to be here traveling with anyone?
Not that I'm aware of. He's usually seen with his son, but he's here alone today.
Excellent, thank
Who
you.
is his son?
Oh, well, he's a father-son traveling thing. His son Corey.
And Corey is.
He's not here today. Apparently, he's off doing something else.
Shall we search his room and inspect the armor?
I believe so.
How
Let's
long?
do this.
Go ahead. How long would it take me to, or how many people could I detect thoughts on, out of initiative, of course, of the room, in a minute?
The entire room?
Yeah, of everybody
in
in
a
the room.
minute. Well, 10. 1 per round.
Right. Okay.
Go to the room. Take a look.
Shall we all go together?
No, I shall stay back.
Okay.
And I'll just go strike up a conversation with the rabbit. Not the rabbit, sorry. I'll go strike a conversation with Stinky.
Okay.
And just have a
The
conversation.
air
with
is
him.
like
That's fine.
wavy around his body.
I mean, Roel traveled with Nim Narcan, so he knows what bad odors are all
Fair
about, right? He's not even paying attention. Somewhere else. Okay, so I will just have a conversation, but what I'm doing is I'm watching Gregor.
Give me perception. And so the 3 of you are going to the room then?
No, I'm going to stay with Royal, and I'm probably going to do what I'm thinking about doing.
Teratito, shall
Okay.
you and I go to the room and inspect it?
Sounds like a plan.
Fantastic.
The Vanguard captain hands you a key.
Thank you, sir.
23.
Well, I'll go to the Vanguard captain and say, now, the lady DeWisk has made it clear to not disturb any other rooms of import. Under these auspices, it can be good in times of war to use this as a veil to be able to inspect rooms that may help our people in this time. Is there anyone else that you would like for me to inspect while we are moving about?
He'll hand you the keys to the half-elf and to the elf as well.
Fantastic.
Probably good to check their room for any more contraband.
Excellent, thank you.
Okay.
Shall we?
Yes.
Okay, so you both head up to the room. You're doing detect thoughts.
Yeah, so I'd like to first survey the room,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll do a thorough walk through it, look at everyone, and just with my own personal insight, be able to figure out if anybody looks a little twitchy, does anybody look a little, and I'm just going to create a list of 10 people, including the Duchess.
Okay.
Ah, smart.
You're watching Gregor, right?
Uh-huh.
He is currently talking to Hope, the tiefling. He seems to be throwing the moves.
But he doesn't pay attention.
It's
to them.
working a lot.
On Hope?
Yes.
Yeah, and Hope is charmed, too.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
she's
yeah.
still
Oh, yeah,
potentially
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
just keep
As
an eye
I'm
on him.
as I'm passing by and as I'm looking at people, I whisper and I go, "Trust me, he's a douche." And I keep going, like continue on. I tell her, like, buddy,
Okay.
trust me, he's a douche.
I'm also, I was talking to the stinky fellow, so I'm just like, and why is it that you do not wash?
I don't believe in it. It's not right, not natural, you see.
Ah, see. And what were you doing during the time of the singing?
Eating.
Of course.
By the way, can we do that again? That potato was amazing.
Perhaps sometime.
That's
Hey,
why I
I'm
get
just
some
striking up-
chicken
I'm striking
and
up
just
like-
scoop the potatoes up and dunk the whole thing in butter. Oh, it's so good.
Of course.
Disgusting.
Perhaps a little bit less garlic next time.
How do you like your garlic?
Where I was like,
I just
reminds me
wanted-
of my times in Paris. No.
Yeah.
No, so he is. He's just laying there. He's having a conversation, but he's just constantly darting the eyes
Yeah.
over.
Who's your first target for detect thoughts?
Well, so again, I want to survey the room first and gather a list just based on natural insight to find out who I want to target. So I'm kinda
Yeah.
surveying
So
the
I mean,
room
really,
first.
everybody is just kind of keep observing mostly.
Yeah.
Though some of them watched the two of them going up the stairs. Some
Yeah.
were watching you, watching Roel.
Okay.
You don't really notice anything immediately suspicious.
Okay.
Gregor and Hope are moving off somewhere.
She didn't listen to me.
I will.
Oh, she did, but
yeah.
he fixed it. He
Yeah.
As dark as it
overcorrected.
is, I have a suspected feeling that this elven who has died simply refused his charms. And if this is the case, we must make sure that Gregor suffers a little bit before he dispatches from this world. And I will just ignore the stinky guy, walk away.
Bye,
And,
new friend.
And then I will just slowly but surely circle the room, looking at where they're going.
Okay. So the two of you go up the stairs. Do you go to Gregor's room first, or do you go to the other rooms?
I suggest that we do the low-hanging fruit first. Let us inspect and see if there's anything else that's been stolen from the thieves, and see if they've taken anything, and then do Gregor.
I agree. Yes. Yes. It's better to get the easy task out of the way first.
Fantastic.
So you head to the two rooms of the performers. Yeah, there's a few more things in there. You see what looks to be some rare books from the library. There looks to be a couple of weapons that they smuggled in, and a few other things like that.
Well, they're looking in the rooms. I will be right back.
Okay.
Nature calls.
So upon then inspecting the rooms, I suggest that we then go and see if Gregor's armor has been singed.
Yes. Yes. Quite.
Heading down to Gregor's room, opening the door, you see just scraps of metal armor, like it was just thrown off, basically. And you see the breastplate is black with scorch. You also see that sitting on the desk there is a stack of loosely gathered pages and a book inscribed with arcane sigils.
Oh, fantastic.
You also find what appears to be a small wooden box that just has on the front, wood burned into the top, just says open.
Do not open that.
That sounds ominous.
Yes. Let's not open it.
Before we go and regain the party, I suggest that we try and read what we can and try to keep it in memory. if these are the only surviving manuscripts of this woman, these could be incredibly valuable to all other magic users here in this realm.
Agreed. And I do have a friend that is very interested in starting a branch of a library around here.
Fantastic.
So you can make an Arcana. One of you can both make an Arcana check if you like to try to ascertain what these writings are.
My assumption is that your Arcana is higher than mine.
I have +2 in Arcana.
What do I have in Arcana? I have plus nothing in Arcana. So I will
Right,
then
so you were
assist
correct.
To give you
I will give you the
advantage.
help action.
Hey, that's a good roll.
Yay for dirty 20.
These look to be very high-end arcane inscriptions, equations, algorithms that have to do with stuff way beyond what you understand. But you at least know enough to know that this has to do with veil magic. And there's a lot. You see occasionally like piercing and like demons and things like that. So this appears to be formulae that would describe a method that could be used to possibly pierce the veil from either side. It's the science. It's the arcane science behind it. How this works.
Now, Teratito, although, the Lady Duisk is a family member of mine, that does not mean that we need to give her these. I think that it is our responsibility to safeguard these manuscripts and put them in the rightful location. We can tell her that we have found the culprit, and we will go and bring the rest of our party to bring the full bear of justice upon him. But potentially we keep these to ourselves. We can ask the others what they think.
As you're saying
too.
this, I'm just like, this is a good idea, and just take them and shove it in
Shove
my
'em
robe. Yep.
Now, this box, can you sense if there's anything inside of it? It seems ominous. It says, "Open me."
I don't know. I don't think I have any magic that could do it, but I could just have a look at it.
Well, let us keep it in hand.
Can I do a? Can I just perceive and do a percept just to check it out?
Go for it.
Excellent.
I have a feeling you and I are going to take the first round of this guy.
Got 11.
All right. Doesn't appear to be trapped or locked in any way. It appears to be a small wooden box. Although, as you kind of examine it, it does feel kind of icky.
I think that maybe we wait and we confer with the rest of our friends.
I agree. Perhaps we should have someone guard the room too to ensure that he doesn't sneak back here somehow.
Yes.
Are there any of the
There
Vanguard?
are Vanguard, yes. You can grab some Vanguard.
I will lean over to the Vanguard and say,
Secure the room and assemble all of the Vanguard in the main hall. Now, I won't tell him who's the question because I don't want him to alert, but something is about to happen. Protect the Lady Duisk and follow our lead, but ready all action that you have upon our call.
At once, sir. And he immediately starts barking orders and arranging troops.
Thank you.
You're surprised at just how militarily efficient these guys are. They are very expensive, and they work quite well.
Excellent.
I'm just following him.
Now, give me a stealth check.
With half plate? I'll
Yes.
just roll 2d20. Oh, let's roll 2d20. By the way, my you told me to give you a perception before, and it was 23. But
Then, yeah, so you're able
my
to.
disadvantage. Wow, sick. My disadvantage stealth check is I'll just put the 17 away, keep the 13, and it's just dex based.
Yep.
So that would be a 15.
A 15.
+8.
You want me to-
Plus
yeah.
a D8. Yeah, why not? We
I
have
think
so
we're
many.
it's not just gonna be. This isn't gonna be an easy fight. We'll
We
try
have
it
a million
anyway.
of them.
3, 18 in total.
18.
I agree. Plus 8's good.
You, he does not notice you following him. Now, you see potentially him slinking off.
Oh, I'll make sure to
You're
look
like
over at you and be
sending
like,
a signal.
yeah.
Like
I'm-
follow?
No, I'm just saying like just watch me.
no, is Gregor leaving the room area?
That's why
Yeah.
he's going after.
And
you.
I'm
Oh, but he
following.
has
He's
left
got
the-
he's got the tiefling with him.
Yeah, no, they've been instructed to not let anyone leave. Or the
Correct.
Vanguard
He
allowing
hasn't
them?
left the manor.
They're
Building.
going.
Ah.
He's gone
Up
into a
to his
different
room.
room.
Oh, okay.
He's gone into a different room.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to there.
Okay, I'm gonna
Right.
stay in the main area to make sure that nobody tries to leave.
So far, no one has.
Yeah.
I mean, people are mingling about. You mean like leave the main hall?
If anybody does leave the main hall, I want to.
People are kind of milling about.
Yeah, I want to take note. If anybody attempts to kind of sneak out of the manor itself, obviously, but I know there are guards there.
Yeah, that's almost an impossible task
Yeah,
at
okay.
this point.
And then if there's anyone else that we've talked about and noted that I didn't detect thoughts on previously.
I think you pretty much got everybody.
Who was it that said, "What is he doing"?
That was the half orc.
That's our other problem. I bet you if they're in league, that's who it is.
Okay, so I'm going to detect beginning to that's all. folks.
Okay, well.
I'm going to begin to detect thoughts on the half orc.
15?
That's a 13. 15, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
You got more. You got.
I guess I can't use a D8 to bring
No,
the roll
So
down.
she starts
thought about
thundering.
it.
She starts thundering towards you.
You keep your grubby mind out of mine. My business and who I seek is none of yours.
Charm person.
That works.
But then again, if you really want to, if you just ask nicely, I can tell you what it is that you seek, my old friend and companion.
I put my arm around the half orc. Sorry. Cozy. I
A
put my
is for asshole, which is what you aren't to me.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I kind of snuggle up, and so tell me, please, where have you been in the last? Did you enjoy the performance?
'Twas modern, not my thing.
What is more your thing?
Drums.
Lots of drums. What was your favorite part?
When you stopped.
Oh, you were here when you stopped.
And he's your friend.
Yeah, right. Andy's your friend, right?
That's fine.
Tell me how you really feel.
Yeah. You were here when I ended.
Yes. I did have to go upstairs because that elf was annoying me with her glitz and glamour and lording it over me, but I did return to see you finish.
Which is that? Which is that? I asked.
Oh, the elf singer.
One of the thieves.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Well, she hadn't sung yet,
No, but apparently she was annoying the half orc.
and the half orc went upstairs.
Yes, to get away from her.
I look for scorch marks.
She does not appear to have any.
What is she wearing?
Hide armor with furs and tribal ceremonial regalia.
Okay, give me a second. You can go back to them, and then.
All right. So the vanguard have begun to mobilize, moving about. Many people are looking wildly around. Roel, you follow Gregor and Hope as they go into what looks to be a display room. There's many suits of armor and weapons everywhere. He's kind of leading her over, and you see in almost a split second, he grabs a sword off the wall, whips around, keeps it on her, then sees that you're there.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
This is how this is going to go, okay? I know you're onto me. I know you're going to get me, okay? I'm leaving here. I'm taking the book. You're going to give me the book. I'll give you her.
And she struggles a little bit. He holds on to her.
And I'm going to walk out of here. And that's how this is going to go. You understand?
You're talking to an Eltharian knight,
You're also talking to an Eltharian knight.
and you're holding a mana-laden creature.
Yes.
Do you think you could use that as a bargaining tool to talk to me? You can kill her all you want, and then I will kill you.
Give me intimidation.
He's not serious about it, but
I
intimidation-
know that, but the
Yeah.
question is whether Gregor is aware.
Oh, that was an 18, and it went.
Hey, guess what?
No.
Hey, guess what?
What?
D8s.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Do you want to do a D8s on this one, or do we want to? Because it's not gonna. I kind of want to fail this one.
You can save? Yeah, do it.
I want to
Do
fail
it.
this one. I
Yeah,
want to fail this one
sure.
because I want him to not be afraid of me. Because I want to, when I kill him, I want him to be afraid of me.
I want to mess him up.
So
You're of the New Order. So am I. We both know how this works. Look, I don't want to do this any more than I want to be here now, but this is the only choice I have. You're going to let me through, you're going to give me the book and the manuscripts, and I'm going to leave.
I don't know what you're talking about with book or manuscripts. I'm only following your intentions with this lady.
You'll
Thank
have
you,
her back
but-
when
no,
I
no.
have what I need.
But thank you for revealing that you are the killer.
Is Tarantino and I, have we
At this
emerged?
point, you've come down, and the vanguard have mobilized, blocked all the exits, and you see there's like a whole platoons circling around a corner where all the Duisk
And we'll be looking for Gregor, obviously.
you neither see him nor Hope nor Roel.
Excellent.
And he can, of course, tell you that Roel went
Yeah.
off.
Where are they?
We went upstairs.
Come with me. Come with me. It is Gregor. He is the culprit.
I'll snap for the vanguard to come. Yeah.
You're not alone.
I have to drop the book off to the contact. Once that is done, I will gladly go with you.
You're not alone.
I told you I have to drop the book at the contact. Once that has been done and they have been safely absconded away with it, I will turn myself in. By this I swear.
I don't believe you, but what I can do is I can take your appearance and drop the book off as a contact, and you will remain here
Why would you do this?
so that I can kill the contact.
I must not allow you to do that.
Then I'm afraid we are at an impasse. Either kill the tiefling now and fight me, or let her go and fight me. But you will never, ever hurt another mana-laden creature again.
Is at this point, you are led in by Goff along with a handful of Vanguard soldiers.
Can I have been slowly stepping toward him, like a menacing step? I just want to close a couple of feet. I don't want to get like right up to his face. So
Yeah, I'll put you 30 feet away.
Okay.
I asked my half-orc friend to come with me.
Okay, she does. Why wouldn't she?
What does he have to her throat?
He has grabbed what looks to be a ceremonial Dewiscan blade, and as he's holding it to her, you can see it kind of like he's struggling a little bit with it. It is starting to glow, sort of a purpley red, and you can see his eyes are sort of alighting and dimming and alighting and dimming.
So I would recognize this as he's holding a magic item that's not.
It's not
rejecting
agreeing
a
with
little
his Iltharian
Yeah.
body.
Excellent. I'll tell the vanguard, encircle this man.
No one goes anywhere, or this tiefling will not make it out.
I'd say, encircle this man. If you kill her now, the tortures that we will bring upon you will be unending.
It is easy to have your way. Give me the book and the documents. I will take them, and I will leave her here. And you may then have me to do with whatever
We
you
have
wish.
you now. The only option that you have here is to lower your blade, and then we all together will go and we will deposit the book for your contact to find out
While that's
who that
happening, I'm
is.
trying to get closer.
Give me a stealth check. I don't know what else you expect.
No, I know. Oof,
Guidance.
Okay. Guidance. Okay. This one I want.
This is important.
Yeah. So.
And
7.
yeah, I would use whatever you need
9
from that pool.
10, 13, 21.
21.
Thank you, audience. Those D8s were very helpful.
You
there.
are so you're making his way around as he's now fully attentive to the newcomers.
Yeah, I'm just gonna slowly.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just gonna slowly like get off to the side to the point where I see his arm, and then when I feel like I can make a strike, I'll strike. I don't. Roel's not gonna kill the tiefling, but if she gets hurt in the process, that's fine.
Okay, but I lock eyes with the tiefling, who is my friend.
She looks very scared.
Yes, she's my friend, and I look at her, and I say like, watch me. When he's like looking at other people.
You can see Roel going around.
No, yeah, and I'm talking about Gregor. I don't want Gregor to see me do it, but I'm like, watch me.
Okay, you
and
give
I
me sleight
want.
of hand
Okay,
or stealth. Accept either.
I will do. We will find out. D8.
Now's the time to use them, folks.
That's a 10, 14,
Using 2.
yeah, 17.
And Just Paul just dropped another one.
Thank you,
well,
Jess. Thank you, John.
Thanks, guys.
One of our Smith Guardians.
All right, we've got 7. All
So
right,
that's 17 for me.
Okay.
And with sleight of hand, I'm going to say.
So he doesn't notice you do this.
Okay. I'm going to say, watch me. And I try to convey to her, when I say 1, 2, 3, you drop.
Okay, I think she will
Okay.
be able to understand that.
Okay. And when I see him get close enough to strike, I'm going to do it.
Okay. Is Lau doing any more negotiation?
Yes. So Lau is in his currently in his dark form.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been in that. Yeah.
I will, to try and kind of grab his attention, I'll go light form and then back into dark form again.
To really
Just
contract it out.
yeah, to just kind of surprise and startle. Yeah, and
That's
so
hot.
and so you'll see Lau, and he'll say, and Ket sees all this and say,
We will not kill you if you relent now.
and kind of to also tell his friend like, don't kill this guy, not yet. We need information out of him.
Give me an intimidation check.
All right.
Well, you can purposely knock him out.
Oh yeah. Well,
I assume at
At advantage,
at advantage.
absolutely, yes.
All right.
man, that light
Set-
form, dark form paladin is so cool.
7 and 8. So I'll take the 8 plus 5.
Do you want
and
any eights-ers?
I think I probably should. I've
Yeah,
been
roll-
I've been
roll an
keep-
eight. Let's see what happens.
I've been keeping track of mine, so I've got a couple left. I'll do it. That's a 1. I'll do another. That's a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Jesus.
That will work. You can see he's actually starting to struggle a little bit. Like his hand is shaking. You see his eyes are. He's really having to blink a lot, and you start to notice that there's a bit of a green glow off of his hand. It looks like there's a ring he's wearing that's beginning to glow green as he's starting to struggle a little bit. And and he does kind of look around, and he drops the sword and puts his hands up.
Fantastic.
I
Well,
tell the tiefling immediately.
Yeah,
She
I
bolts for you.
will just have both blades like to his throat and just hold him there while the rest of the vanguards ascend on him. They we're good.
Lau will,
Is
will
this-
grab the man's hand and hold up his.
Is
hold-
the ring
The
glowing?
Oh yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
quite bright.
I want to sap it.
Okay, it goes to just an olive green, and your sword begins to
How
glow.
many charges do I get?
6.
6? Okay. Oh, wait, 6?
Yep.
I'm taking some damage.
Yep.
Ah, shit.
Lau says,
what is this ring?
Is Rennick,
6.
same as your friend's swords.
All right, so I take 6
Yes.
necrotic damage.
So as the blade absorb it, flashes really bright, and you see sort of black and green veins run up Roel's arm as he.
And then I'll just clink, so they're both two
you separate them
charges
out,
each,
yeah.
and they're glowing green.
Can it do? Can take if he touches it?
It
Will.
will not go well.
You'll
for
be
you.
poisoned.
Oh, okay.
Or withered.
It's effectively radioactive to your kind.
Oh, okay. So I don't want to touch it.
I look at the half orc and make eye contact with her. And how is she reacting to all this?
With amusement, she just seems to be enjoying the fact that something entertaining is happening.
Okay, so I ask her, where were you? Well, what did you do upstairs when you went upstairs?
I am searching for my quarry. I have tracked them here. They were seen in the woods some time ago. Cultist, I think. They bore the symbol of an eclipse.
Do you have any suspects?
Not at the moment, although,
And she stares right at Gregor.
perhaps he might know.
Speak. Do you know anything of this eclipse?
They are the ones I need to give the book to. You must allow me to do this. There's a life at stake.
Tell us more.
Who has the book?
Currently,
Okay,
Terhune
I don't
does.
even know. What is this book?
Yeah, like
of the things that you've stolen, there was a box with inscriptions. What do
I
you
did
know?
not steal that. It was given to me by these eclipsers, or whoever they are. It contains the finger of my son.
And so you have inspected it, you've looked at it.
Yes.
So, we are willing to make you a deal. We will go with you to this eclipse cultist and rescue your son. But I need to tell you now, we will not give them this book. And if you do not wish to accompany us in this mission, I will personally kill you here on the floor.
If you will help me assist in rescuing my son, I will gladly turn myself in. I'm not proud of what I have done. Everything I have done out of love.
Ravel leans over. You have the book? Oh. Bravo.
Well done.
Maybe you can return the box and the finger to this man.
Oh, I left that upstairs. I was afraid of it exploding or something.
Well, that's in your room then.
What's this all plans then?
I suggested we go back to the Lady DeWisk and we inform her of this situation.
if Witzer goes as a contact, I should don the armor of this idiot and put on a facade. From there, we could attempt to reverse the ambush. But first, we need to figure out what this book does and why.
It's
You can actually explain that.
yeah. I'll basically.
And I would say, under quietude, so no else can hear.
Perhaps we don't do it in front of everyone. Yeah.
Of course. So we'll find a safe corner.
Easy enough.
Have this conversation.
I'll pull it out and open it up. Let you see the text. As
Hope
well.
is currently sitting with some of the vanguard, and they're
What is on this text?
the book and the
Yeah.
documents. It is all arcane formulae in regards to the veil and research. And while some of it is arcane, a lot of it appears to be sort of on the more sage chronomancy type side. It appears she may have been a dual class. And it looks like she was investigating how it is that the veil can be bypassed for the good of learning how to prevent it. But in the wrong hands, this could be used to effectively open a portal, allowing an army of demons through.
Not good in the hands of cultists,
Generally, no.
particularly if this is of the same symbol that we saw earlier in that temple.
There are many descriptions and drawings of the two moons that currently circle around Imaria, with many mentions of beings upon these moons which would have gone through the veil and want to absorb the mana of the world for their own devices.
We should destroy this.
The book. I think that within the right hands, it could be potentially a powerful use to help the elder dragons protect this realm, and in the wrong hands, could be used as a tool against those who dwell here.
But this is a door to greater evil that could come in here. This is not some book that we should be.
And yet, and then he'll draw Elderfang just a little, Jetfang, and say,
And this too is a tool, but all weapons and all tools in the right hands can allow peace and goodness. If the strong do not arm themselves well, they cannot protect the innocent.
And if protecting it is a worry as well, I do have experience in protecting dangerous books.
First, we must go to the heart of these cultists and crush them. And if in the process we return this son, such is fair, but we must put an end to that, particularly if it is in Thalogrant, my home. It is our duty here.
I
All
turned to
done.
York and I'm like, so when you say you didn't like my performance, what part exactly?
I'll don the black armor, and then we'll have that conversation, and then we'll just go to the drop.
So he explains to you where the drop-off point is. It's a little bit of a ways out in a glade in the nearby forest.
So
I'll then, we will tell the late Lady Duisk of the situation and have her bring the vanguard to encircle this area, not enough to alert them.
So how much are you explaining of the plan? The whole thing?
Everything minus we will not talk about the book. And not tell her that we found a book.
You are intending to ambush.
Correct.
Okay. So the vanguard will then call for a secondary detachment of those wearing
Great.
basically ghillie suits,
Great.
and they will head out with
we
you.
have to be careful not to go too big, though.
They'll give you 6.
Okay.
That's enough
We'll
to
put them off to
get enough
melee.
around the edge that they can prevent anything from escaping.
So I'll have the armor on. I'll have 2 swords. Obviously, I'll sit there. I'll have the green sword sticking out. So that
Are
they
all of you
know.
going and standing in the clearing, or the rest
No.
of
Take
you?
the
will-
ring
No.
too.
On our way to this clearing, I'm just going to be... So in these lands, is there any talk of unicorns around here at all? Because last time I was hunting a cult, I met a rather nasty unicorn and, well, died, which was not great.
Then how are you here?
It was in a book.
She got better.
You see, we're all just like, this is why I don't read. And I walk
Agreed.
away.
I don't like books either.
So yeah. So I guess
So
we'll
you're standing in the center with
Yep.
book and
Now,
everything.
Roel, he has said that he will help us if we have you pretending to be him. Tell us how that is a tactical advantage. We can literally push him out into the front, and then we can flank.
because he could then cry wolf, and our assailants will leave.
Potentially. Do we want to bring him with us?
No.
No, not even to bring him.
I think we simply just pose.
Kill
Does
it?
he have a helmet?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Thump.
I will follow your suggestion.
I mean, I think this is correct. If we bring any of them with us, they could turn against us and give information that will turn the battle against us. No?
You are correct, I believe.
Good luck. I don't know what you guys are going to do, but I will sit in the middle and wait, and you guys can...
Are you going to
You
sit
should
in
probably
the,
wear
in
his
the
armor.
trees?
Yeah, I'm wearing his armor and his helmet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you want, you guys can all make stealth checks to hide in the foliage.
Let's do it.
Damn it.
I assume I can get a short rest in there.
Yeah, you guys can have a short rest.
I'm going to need some D8s. How many do we have?
We've got 5 currently.
Cool.
Teratito has been learning from Diamond Knot.
Oh, I don't know.
Natural
Is my
20.
character in plate mail? No, I'm in
You're in
chainmail.
chainmail, which would be disadvantage.
Yeah.
You're welcome to take it off if you want, but then you won't have it for the fight.
Oh no, I definitely want
Okay.
my chainmail. All right. Well, I rolled a 1 and a 2, so
Ooh.
at disadvantage, I'm gonna take that 1. And so I think with being obviously not, I'll then just walk up next to this other character and just be there and kind of play the ruse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a 2 plus 3 for 5.
Okay.
So, do we want to use some of these D8s for this?
I mean, let's see what happens.
Or
Let's fight.
you can come along. We can just go in.
Yeah, maybe this hero hired a few friends.
Right.
Yeah, could be.
Look like you're my friends.
Okay.
We have to try really hard.
Pretend that
but-
we're friends.
Sure.
So as you're sitting in this clearing, it is complete nighttime at this point. The sun is fully set. And it is quite dark, although some of you can, obviously, we've established, can see in the dark.
Well, I got the green blades.
And you,
They're out.
yeah, which is fine. That's
There's
gonna
about
be
10
normal.
feet of green light around us.
You start to hear those flies begin to buzz around you in this clearing.
Had enough of flies.
And you can clearly hear someone coming, moving through the brush.
I just remember the question.
Who would
you
bring
asked me earlier.
flies, I wonder?
I just remember the question you asked me. Oh.
Nah, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
6 individuals. 5 of them look to be wearing masks that cover their faces, black robes, totally not a cult. And the one in the middle, who is just surrounded by flies, kind of sort of glides in row. He's a big hulk of a humanoid creature. And as they emerge inwards, he just emits the voice, "The book."
How much time passed between?
It was probably a couple hours.
Yeah, we got a short rest in there.
Yeah, you got a short rest if you're.
Yeah,
If it's
I
really
need more
important.
than that. I use a lot of charm magic.
It's okay. We got this.
We got you, buddy.
I got
We got this,
spells.
buddy.
We got you.
You got the time power still.
Present the book.
That's right.
You taking?
I'll be like, we didn't bring it with us.
Oh, okay.
We're totally not.
I think she's still got
Yeah,
it.
I've still got it in my bag, but
Yeah.
I'm also hidden. too.
Yeah.
I'll
Yes.
stand up and be like, I'll try to imitate the voice as best I can. We've had some issues.
Give me deception.
Deception is very bad. We've had some issues.
The book for the boy.
You see some of the robed figures are kind of like looking at each other.
Who are you?
The book for the boy.
Shing. Come and get it.
And with that, the Vanguard charge. So the way this is going to work is the Vanguard will be dealing with the cultists. You will be dealing with this fly creature. And we will roll initiative.
These gem dice so far. Yes! Finally.
18 for me.
22.
15.
3.
Keep track of this time thing because it's good. 18.
Yeah,
so
I'm new
so
at it,
what
so
did
you're
you
going to
get?
have to help me.
I got a 15.
15. I got an
Alright.
18. You got a 22?
Yep.
So that's going to be Goff up first.
All right. What did you get?
18.
I got a 22.
15.
15. Should I use it now as an action to get him? Is it bonus action or action?
Bonus action.
Bonus action.
You can raise his time up.
Yeah. Should I do that anyways, just in case?
I mean, you just, yeah, so he can go first kind of thing?
Yeah. So he goes more.
You'd have to get him, he'd have to be above you, and then you have to bring him below you.
To get a second turn.
Yeah, to
You
get
get
a
a
second
second
turn.
Now,
but
you don't
I just want him
know-
higher in the
You
initiative
don't know
order.
where in the initiative order this creature is.
No, I know. So we should wait.
Let's wait and see what happens.
Okay.
Because oh yeah, we wait because then you can pull him up.
Yeah.
Before, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect, yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna.
You could give one of your aptitude dice to her though, because then she can reaction healing word.
Yeah. You know what? As a bonus action, I'll do that.
Okay, cool.
And that's one use of bardic inspiration, which means I have 2 left, right? And then I am going to shoot it in its ugly fly face.
Best
the
combat
crossbow.
music ever.
I love it.
It's so good.
Dude.
Wish we could play it.
18.
That hits.
This isn't the only one.
You skewer 6 flies with your bolt as it
I love it.
goes through. 11 damage.
13 damage.
13.
Rolled a 10.
This is the high arc.
All right.
Maybe.
It totally is the high bark. I don't know. All right. And that's your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Roel.
Obviously, blades are flashing. Run in. Hack, 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 hack. Make a couple
Cool.
of attacks.
By the way, I need you, sir, to make a con save, and I need you, sir, to make a con save.
Oh, nice.
Ugh.
Is it a just because I attacked thing, or is it?
No,
a
it's because you are within 30 feet of it.
My con save is
11 for
11.
me.
Okay. You take 6 necrotic damage.
11.
You'd also take 6 necrotic damage as flies just begin to bite, and you see like
Oh, so
your
it's
flesh
basically
begin
our
to pull off.
day one here at the con.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I had to be inspired.
Of course.
What better final boss for our intrepid heroes of Flyhole Con than a fly demon?
Flyhole Con. We call it Flyhole Con if you're new to watching today's, because the first couple days here, there was probably about 1 million flies, as you can see. All right, so do I get to make some attack rolls?
Yes, you can.
All right, attack roll number 1. 17 plus 6. So that's a 23.
That hits.
All right, I will. I believe this character has the capability to discharge into him, so I will.
He is definitely a magical being.
Yeah. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'll just hit him. So damage is going to be D8. 8. Sick. 9, 10, 11 damage to him.
Okay.
With the one, and so he'll have to make a check against being withered.
Yes, he does.
Constitution save.
Well, surprisingly, his con is really good.
Yeah,
But he did
surprisingly.
succeed.
So anyway, so I'll do that damage. Instead of bonus action second sword swing, I will bonus action absorb some of the mana into temporary hit points. And I'll absorb 2 charges. And
Okay.
So I'll roll 2d6
So you
for temporary hit
invigorate
points.
yourself.
5, 6. I have 6 temporary hit points.
You see the blade dim on the one hand, and he kind of invigorates himself with that as the other one discharges into this creature,
then I'll
causing
just-
a bright flash.
And then
of
I will
green.
just like hold my ground against him.
Sounds good. It is now its turn.
Oh God. So now we know we have to.
And it bursts out as a massive 30-foot radius cloud of biting flies fills
Spell?
the area. It is not a spell. As they begin to make the area heavily obscured.
Oh, gross.
So you are all effectively blind. You cannot see anything but buzzing flies all around you, which gives him advantage to attack Roel. So he will hit for 14 piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. So. Oh God, 9.
You are considered poisoned and diseased.
Hot.
Festering boils sprout out over your body. Rotting skin begins to slough from your flesh, and you cough, and flies burst out of your mouth.
Disgusting.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Your maximum hit points is reduced also by 4.
Gross.
It is now Lau's turn.
Lao, seeing this,
Well, you can see flies everywhere.
and now just seeing flies, as a bonus action, is going to cast Shield of Faith upon himself. I'm just going to say, "In my homeland, here in Thalagrant, this shall not pass." And he's going to take out the Elder Fang dragon from the Elder Dragon of Jet Fang. Now have Shield of Faith, and is going to use it, I guess, to swat at flies.
Yeah, sure.
Question mark.
Go for it. So
yeah.
you can make an attack with disadvantage.
Fantastic.
Oh, he's just swatting at the being, just through the
He's
flies.
swatting in general.
All right, lowest is a 5, and +5, so there's a 10 to hit.
Okay. So you swing and you do start to kind of cut through the flies. And as you do this, again, you're kind of beset by every swing. You get this brief flash of a giant black dragon just gnawing away. And just like splattering insects go everywhere, then quickly filled up with more. So you are carving through, but it's just not, doesn't seem to be enough to make your way through this cloud. But the effect is somewhat lessened. Now I do need you to make a Constitution save.
Got a 7 plus 1 for Constitution, making it an 8. Maybe I dump in a couple of my. I got a couple left, so I'll roll another one.
All right.
And Vixen
4.
dropped 2 more d8s for you.
Excellent.
Okay,
Excellent. So it's 4. So that was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay. So while they are biting consistently, do you want to stick with that 12, or do you want to
It depends on if that makes me feel better or not. If not, I want to roll again.
maybe do one more?
All right, I'll roll one more. Got an 8. Got an 8 on that.
What
one.
a kind DM.
The flies get inside all your armor plating and everything, and they're biting. But the thing is, you don't actually have that much flesh for them to gnaw
Right,
away at. So
right.
you're actually doing okay, and you don't take any damage.
Fantastic. My AC is now up to 20 due to the Shield of Faith.
Yes.
Thank you.
You will be difficult to hit. That then takes us to Tiratito.
All right. So
So you
being in
can't
the
see anything.
I can't see anything, but I do remember where the cloud creature was, or the fly creature was. And so I'm going to aim myself that way and cast Gust of Wind towards it.
Excellent.
Gotta love me
And
some-
flies are sent scattering in every direction as a gust of wind bursts through, and you basically just carve through the flies, seeing Ruel dealing with this creature, which has currently got its tail stabbed into his back.
Tail. That's not good.
It's all covered in barbs. Yes, the tail has emerged, and you can start to see horns starting to peek up through the robes that it is wearing. And
Fighting a
it still
demon.
has many flies all around it, but for the time being, you have effectively removed the cloud while you have this in effect. Which takes us back to Goff Tommyton.
All right. At this point, I can see now. The darkness is left. I am
Goodbye, darkness,
bonus
my
action, call to
friend.
action.
So you get to
to,
roll D6.
Lao, yeah. D6.
Yep.
5.
Ooh,
So
that
you're
brings him
going
up to
to
20.
bring him up to 20 initiative, which will put him right after you.
So what does that look like?
Perfect.
What does that look like to you in your eyes to manipulate time? How would you describe manipulating
man.
time
Oh.
other than Doctor Strange?
Well, it's inspiration, right? So
Yes.
I would start.
Time after time.
No, I would, because he's dark. I would go, "Hello, darkness, my old friend," and I start to spin as time spins, and kind of the weave. I spin the weave of time around me as it kind of speeds things up in a direction. and
Tap
then I
For
into
those of you
tap
watching
into the veil.
mechanically, the
Yeah.
call to action at this point is he's raising Jameson's initiative up. So the initiative is going up to 20 instead of 15, which
Yeah.
means hopefully.
Well,
that's
you know
enough.
for a fact, because yours is 18, and he went after you.
Okay, good timing. So yeah, you'll get to go before this creature
Good
now.
timing.
Great. And then I'm
you
gonna
tap
about
into the
time we
veil, you
used it.
pull on the strands of destiny that make up the web of time, and then wrap that around Lao and propel him forward as he is able to act faster than he would have originally.
love it, and then I shoot it in its fly face. Maybe.
Jessfall dropped 2 more for you.
Oh yes, John.
Ooh,
Sweet.
14.
so generous.
14, that hits.
Okay. That's a D10.
Whack.
9 points.
I will need you to
damage.
also make a con save.
Is that the end of my turn? Natural 20.
It's technically the start of your turn. Okay. You're fine.
And I'm going to move out of that 30-foot radius.
Okay.
I have a crossbow. I'm just going to be like, it's going to be over here.
Sounds good.
I
So
do
you
not
move
need
back
to be-
into the trees, but you can still see.
Yeah.
You're just you
Yep.
now are out of the clearing.
Yeah.
So with that, it's Lau's turn now, thanks to some help from.
So
Tommy.
feeling empowered. For an
Oh, boy.
Equinox form change, that is a bonus action. Now, for channeled ability, is that a full-on action, or is that?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. If it's allowed, my intent is, I had been in dark form. Seeing that this is now a fiend, I want to again, holding Jet Fang. It is gleaming black, but I wanted to channel myself into my light form.
Say, here in Thalagrant, we do not allow fiends. You are not of the darkness, but I shall use the light to push you back.
And then channel my light form, and so have light kind of lick out from all of my armor through my chainmail, and the sword starts to absorb it as well. And by using the channel divinity as an Equinox, Oath of the Equinox, now doing additional damage that's radiant damage, and then attack.
That sounds great to me.
Excellent. Then fantastic. I will roll to attack. That is an 8. 8 plus 5. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I'll go ahead and use...
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, use one of our generously gifted dice. That is a 6. So let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 19. Does 9...
So you burst forward, light scattering the flies out of your way as they seem to be repelled. And the creature lifts its hand. You can see claws and fur coming off of it as you reveal its demonic form beneath the hooded robes that it was hiding behind. And you get in there with the sword. Would you like to do anything else with that sword?
Absolutely. So at this point, I would like to also cast Divine Smite as well.
Yes.
So I will add a Divine Smite. We also, because Oath of the Equinox is such a interesting and cool class, this will also give me an additional 1d6. And now holding...
feel some stinging.
Yeah, and now holding one of the Elder Fangs, gifted upon the people of Thalgran and all the other nations here in the Legacy of Mana, I would like to channel of my 64 health points. I would like to dump 32, half of my vitality into the sword that is both, again, fitting of the Equinox, both light and darkness, is both radiant and also destructive, and bring it down to bear, that both light and dark can be used as a tool of good to repel evil here in the land of Legacy of Mana.
So you do need some additional numbers in accordance to your life. So why don't you go ahead and roll that smite and the weapon damage.
Excellent.
And we might be able to get there. You've got a lot of health.
And there's 2 more just dropped.
All right, fantastic.
I think that'll get it.
So I rolled a 4 for the smite with the radiant, only a 1 additional radiant for my channel divinity form, but we've got a couple more generously gifted
Many more.
D8s. So I shall roll several. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Keep going.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Keep going.
We've got a couple
18,
minutes
19,
left
20,
in the stream.
22, 23, 24.
We'll go
All
right,
Oh, that's disadvantage in Satine's game. 24, 25, 26, 27,
How many is that?
28, 29, 30, 31, 32,
I got 3
33,
left over
30,
there.
34, plus the 32, that's 64, 5, 6, 66,
Five
more?
Five more.
Holy cow.
67, 8, 9,
This is like
You guys are
the audience is like,
amazing.
kill it!
70, and all the while, again, he has long
The
since...
thoughts and prayers of all of the Thalagrand nation
it's
are
coming to-
pouring into your blade.
In Jet Fang, again, he's long since relinquished his shield.
Elder swords.
Yeah, just coming down to bear upon this fiend and demon, saying,
This shall not pass.
You just cut through this creature like butter as it disperses into a cloud of flies that all burst then into ash and fireworks. And with that, you take a look around the field and you can see the vanguard dealing, and they've been stabbing and slashing at these cultists. Their bodies are battered and beaten, and they just keep fighting. There was just nothing stopping them, but as soon as this creature falls, they all just collapse over. The vanguard brings out a cheer as they
So Roel's just going to
emerge
sit there with like the
victorious.
flies and everything dying around him. He's going to...
For Thalagrant, for the Duisk.
He looks at you and he goes like, What the hell do we even need to be here for?
And with that, you have saved Amaria from
Yay!
of a Bulazao invasion.
It's funny. We're running out of time. I'm like, well, we're gonna go a little bit late, and he's gonna channel it. We're gonna have to hit him a few more times, and the audience is like, more. So quickly, because we are at time here, but we're gonna go a little bit longer to kind of detox and stuff. If you're watching Realmers, hop on over to Six Sides of Gaming, enter the giveaway. We're gonna give you a few minutes as we debrief this game.
And while you're there, follow.
Yes, please. Or also, Six-Siders, please go over to RealmSmith TV and increase their followership. You know, if everyone's generously tossing subs, that's great. Okay, so while the Enter the Giveaway is happening, we'll do some bookkeeping and some promoting and stuff.
Yep.
Let's first off, let's talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow here at Gamehole Con at 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are playing Red Opera. Ooh. Which is, give us Satine Phoenix is running the show.
Yes,
Yes.
my
So
we're all
beloved.
playing.
Yes, my beloved. So the Red Opera is a 5th edition OGL Dungeons and Dragons compatible campaign and setting set within the Shadelands. The Shadelands is an area that you can drop into any campaign and setting, potentially Legacy of Mana.
I mean,
Seems
100% happening.
Seems pretty fitting. It is set within the dual city of Yonkoth, Yonder and Cothran. These two cities are within this northern realm near the Well of Souls. And the Well of Souls is where the veil between worlds runs thin and where warlocks and patrons can more easily communicate. So we will be a band of warlocks on pilgrim.
Play a warlock. I'm so excited.
It's fantastic,
A
yeah.
Duiskin too.
Yeah, Duiskin
I'm
Warlock.
doing a Duiskin Warlock,
Yeah,
yeah.
and so
Of the Manawell.
a Duiskin Warlock would be, although it is not Thalgrant, so not their home, this would be a home away from home for them. This would be a place where they potentially could even dip into their version of the afterlife a little more easily, and get a taste of that kind of divine, eternity of darkness and shade and the duality of light and dark here within the Shadelands. And so we're going to be playing. And again, that's from the Red Opera, Last Days of the Warlock. And it is available for purchase now at Apotheosis Studios. So you can go to
Go there.
www.thelastwarlock. That'll redirect you to our current Kickstarter, where you can also get that campaign and setting, or you can go to apotheosisstudios.com to learn more. But it's going to be really fun to play with you all.
Cannot wait.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
So, Realmer, let's talk about RealmSmith.
Yeah.
We had a great time into the mist last night.
We did. We had a great time. It was a lot of fun. There was lots of creep factor,
very
which
creepy.
was great. We've had an incredible weekend so far. We still have another day to go. I can't thank you guys enough for doing this and coming along. It was literally, I called Tommy. I was like, hey, you want to help host a
No,
room?
well, hey, man,
Yeah,
we
and
can't give any more props to us. We have to give props to Adrian,
Yes.
our tech guy, who put
Yes.
this entire set together, and
Yes.
to Sarah for helping out here.
Yes.
It's a fantastic group. So
Yes.
thank you for the connection, and we did this
course.
together. I mean, you and I,
Of course.
we're the biz dev guys. We
Yep.
talk biz dev, but
Sure.
Adrian,
Then
I mean, this
delivering.
entire tech setup is this,
Yeah,
this
it's
man's
incredible.
creative mind.
Incredible.
He's
I'm
totally
gonna
not
buy him
even-
another ice
He's
cream.
totally, he's so humble about it. He's just sitting there being like, "Shut up, Tom. Let's get to the damn draw." And so you guys,
Yeah.
you guys have Monday night streams.
Yeah, so Monday night streams, Into the Mist. It is
I'm
our
sure
official
Low Hope
Curse
will
of
make an
Strahd.
appearance
Yes,
on.
he will, absolutely. He's stuck now. I told you that. He's not coming back. And unless he can escape.
The next stream will be help
Ravenloft.
Loholt get out
Yes,
of
yes,
Ravenloft.
yes,
exactly.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Monday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's an official Curse of Strahd campaign for D&D. And it's great and fun. And we're in the Ember Temple, so we're in the epic levels of Curse of Strahd, which is awesome. Season 4, actually. And then also, which I haven't talked about this weekend, we have a pretty awesome Patreon community where people can become patrons and then play characters within our Discord community and craft items
It's actually
and share
super cool.
items and role play with the cast when they enter areas. And they're playing Vistani right now in Curse of Strahd. And we've announced that in January, so early January, we're moving back to Tides of Wildmount. So we'll be in the Wildmount world of Exandria, in the Critical Role world, and it's going to be a blast. And
That's
so,
crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So check it out.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Thank you so much for DMing.
Yeah.
This was
Gamehole
great.
Con was fantastic.
enjoyed
I love learning about all the lore. It's
It's so good.
amazing.
Pretty in-depth,
Yeah, yeah, it's great.
Oh my God, yeah. So
Thank you.
Okay, well, this will conclude the Legacy of Mana portion of this conventions thing. Tomorrow we usually have our D&D games. There will be no Fall of the Empire, no Memories of Elysia or Fall of the Empire tomorrow. Obviously, we are here. Instead, you will get smattered with the grace of Satine Phoenix running Red Opera. Okay, so now we've got this. So thank you to Yarrow Studios. Thank you, Tanner, so much for sending these books to give away. These, of course, are amazing
so
maps
rad.
and stuff. They're rad.
Can I see it?
Absolutely, yeah. I'll pass over to you. You can show it off. And of course to Norse Foundry, who has supplied us with some dice. Tomorrow we are giving away this set, so please come prepared to enter the giveaway for this really gorgeous red set of dice. Okay, so for everyone who's entered the giveaway, we'll just get the total roll number. We'll roll for the dice first. Do we have a total amount for the die roll?
This is rad, man.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
A D20. Okay. Yeah, but it's fine. Well, we'll say there is. We'll say
Roll
there
a D100.
I'm gonna roll this. You know what? I'm gonna roll this this 6 sides original D20. This really nice D20 here. This Eltherian die, and the total amount is an 11 for these dice.
That is Realm Master 71.
Realm Master 71. So Realm Master 71. If you're watching, it's up to you to whisper to our channel the information on where and how we're going to send this. The sooner the better. We're going to try and get all this stuff mailed off before we leave to drive home.
Actually, just send us an email that we can hit you at, and then
You want an email instead?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
easiest. Just
You want
hit
to
us with
post
your
that in the
email.
chat there?
Yeah.
Okay, never
Easier
mind.
for
Send
me
an
to send
email.
it to you.
Sarah's gonna. I'll hand this over to you now because as long as you get it, it is both your problem and you will do it way better than I will. Yeah, you hold that up.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes, I will.
for the big immersive Yarrow Studios book, here we go. Ready? And what am I rolling? 20 again? Yeah. 18.
That is. Hang on, let me unmute myself.
18.
Okay, now that I'm unmuted, this is going to be butchered, but Finke 213.
Oh, Finke.
Okay. Well, congratulations. Again, send an email with your information. We'll have that book sent. We will be giving away another one of those tomorrow on the Red Opera and those delicious dice from Norse Foundry. So with that, being 7 minutes after...
Can I ask, what are those dice in the yeah?
So one of our dungeon masters who had a stream Dungeon the Mad Mage on our Six Sites channel and a player on Candle Keep, he made these. So these are resin in a jar, and if you pop the lid off, it is exactly a minor healing potion, 2d4.
Oh,
so
that's
in
so
game,
cool.
if you want to, I'm going to pop
Can I
the
see?
potion. You can boom, and then you can just roll the dice, and that's the way you go. Here we go.
That's so cool.
There are some things that we're going to be making as part of Six Sides. Stick it there,
Isn't that cool?
That's so cool.
right?
Oh my gosh.
You
Do you
just
get
pop
like
it
the
up
whole
and-
set of like
Yeah.
more
We've
potions?
got a
Yeah.
bigger one. I just
Yeah.
brought these for
Yeah,
for
no,
show,
this
but
is
yeah,
rad.
these will be part of the Six Side store when we're done. We'll be creating these little potions. You just pop it off. I'm like, I'm gonna drink a healing pot. Ooh, I healed only 2.
Not recommended actual drinking product.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, so with that, I think we'll call this a day. Do we have anything else to talk about?
No.
We're good? All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. RealmSmith, you want to sign off too?
Thank you very much, Realmers, for your support. It's great. It's awesome.
And thank you for coming and playing.
Of course. I'm ready for our podcast that we're all going to do together. I'm excited about it.
1,000%.
Let's do it. We'll do a vlogcast.
Vlogcast.
Yeah, that's
Thanks
a
for everyone
thing,
who's
right?
the new follows and watches. We love you all. Good night.
Yep. Good night. Bye.